Seriously, who's running this fucking thing? Why wasn't I fucking on the official lineup? Seriously, heads are gonna roll. Yeah, what?
And I didn't want to follow him around the corner because I knew he was going to blow crack dust in my face. And if y'all did not know, that's how you make crackheads.
All I have to do is bait the trap. And he may be a master forger, but I am a master bait. Whoa, whoa, that was close. Almost masturbated myself. All I have to...
Who are you talking to?
No one. Your mama. Shut up. Take your pick.
Mayor West, what are you doing here?
I'm being a rascal and ringing people's doorbells and running away.
Then what are you still doing here?
It's my first house. I'm not very good at it.
And welcome to another Window Liquors show. This is a purely a Bubba Duke experiment where he just wanted to come in, have a little discussion, have a little fun with the boys. And you can see we have the man, the myth, the logic on a couch. The Bulkster is with us. And we got the master of the parachutes himself, the guy who throws you out of the plane and says, pull the cord when you get to a certain altitude, Chris Parrish, along with our friend Bubba Duke, the master speller, fresh off his spelling bee. How are you doing, everybody?
Oh my God. Really? You had to write that down.
You know he did.
Well, I can. That's why I did it.
Mm-hmm. If you can, you should.
That's awesome.
So, Bubba.
Not bad week, man.
How's things been? Last time I spoke to you was Monday.
Yeah,
wink, wink,
been
nudge, nudge.
Been a hot minute. You didn't even show up for the Boar's Nest because you weren't feeling good. The wife's not feeling good.
Oh.
And everybody just kind of went downhill last week.
They did. They
New
did.
week down is the best thing to do, though.
Very true. Very true.
Haven't you noticed?
I don't notice much.
No.
These guys are...
So, Bulkster, how has your week been, buddy?
It's been filled with WWE 2K24 and a little bit of work in between there.
And Bulkster, you're one of the lucky ones who spent a little bit of extra cash and got it on the early release date.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I've been talking to you about it and hearing a lot of the stuff you've been saying about it. You enjoying it?
Oh, quite a bit. I've already finished Showcase.
Yeah.
I don't know, not sure. People that are familiar with the 2K23, where they followed Cena.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, they had some added matches. One was where you fought an invisible John Cena because you can't see him.
Yeah.
And then they had like Superman John Cena, which it was supposed to be super hard, which it was. But so this is what I expected to have some kind of special match at the end. It does. I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
It did piss me off. There's a lot of showcase matches that piss you off because you have to do certain objectives, and if you don't do them, you fail and you have to start over at the beginning. So the last match was super long, and it took 5 tries, at least 5 or 6 tries, and each try is like 30 minutes because it was a long match.
And for an experienced gamer like you, that has to be fun, just because it gives you a challenge.
Well, especially when I'm playing here on the couch, and then I'll just say it's a Royal Rumble.
Mm.
And you get the last 3 away, and they toss you out, and you're just, I'm just pissed. I mean,
masturbating?
Violently.
He's not vigorously.
It's better than throwing a controller.
Well, I know some of the fans have asked, does your wife feed you the chicken parm champion sandwich while you play the game?
Yeah, chicken palm, chicken sandwich, chicken palm, spaghetti.
Chicken next?
You name it. Chicken palms on the menu.
Damn. Well, Parrish, right before we went live, you said you just downloaded it and you just got your character created. Am I correct?
I'm doing the moves as we speak.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. I've kind of just like put the controller down, but
They already have Parrish in the game, though. I found him in my Rise. But you go
trust
by,
me, Chris Parrish will make anybody rise.
but your character's name is McStacken, or something like that.
Cool. But guess what? You just said I'm in a video game,
Yes, you are.
so I'm winning anyway.
Yes,
And
you
thank
are.
you for my royalties.
Well,
Doesn't have
here's
your
what I
name, so
like
you don't
about the
get none.
game so far. It's got the voice. I can get the commentators to say my name
That's
in
awesome.
the game. So
Oh,
I
no
enjoy
kidding.
it.
You win.
So Bubba Duke, when are you getting the game?
I got some things I got to get tomorrow first, and if I have some extra coin, I'm getting it tomorrow, boys.
Sweet.
Okay, and there's a reason I'm getting it. One reason only. This guy right here has been hyping this game like it owes him money. Okay? Like, and he's pimping it so hard that I'm just like, it sounds cool. I got to try it at least. So I'm going to spend the money and get it.
So you've never played any WWE game on 2K? Wow.
Oh man, you're in for a treat on
You're
this
in
one.
for a treat.
I don't even play Mortal Kombat because I hate button mashing games where I just gotta like, you literally all you hear is
You can't button mash in this one. You'll run out of energy. You'll get your ass whooped.
If you're running out of energy, I know a place.
The only time you had to button mash in this game is when you're in a submission. Other than that,
yeah.
I mean, you can change it, but the pinning system isn't. Used to the pinning was mashing buttons, which they had that option if people that still like the mashing buttons. But you do have an option where you have a little meter that goes left and right, and you just have to get it within the green, and you hit the button, and then you get to hit triangle, time your triangles to counter or
What is
square.
this triangle? What is this?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, what the hell's
It's
a triangle?
PlayStation.
Yeah,
PlayStation would be the
keep
one
that
at the top.
Nonsense to
No.
yourself.
the Y button.
Real men rock the
Y.
box, bro.
It'd be Y for you.
Yeah,
buddy.
real men rock the box, bro.
Yeah, you're a minority, Terry.
I know. I'm the
Go back
elite.
to
Been a
your
box slave in my life, but I'm a box slave.
Well,
PlayStation. Are you a master stationer?
He's a master stationer.
Well,
Do you
before
like
we,
a mission station position?
before we jump any further, Parrish, you alluded to getting your energy going. Do you want to let the fans know how they could possibly do that through helping you out?
Yeah, you want to get the blue pill that says visor. Or
Jesus.
No, it's not Jesus. It's Pfizer.
hey, it has an after effect called Jesus. But if you want to go to rogueenergy.com and you can use the promo code PARISH, PERISH, you can get your energy boost and you can save yourself 10%.
There you go.
It is, dude.
All right,
do
Bubba.
all
I
my
don't know
ad
if
reads
Chris knows.
on
Have you
hand.
heard the great news
Use a
from
word.
Boar's Nest?
Oh yeah, did you hear about this?
Did you hear about this? Because I don't think you've heard about this. That is the official sponsor of the Boar's Nest.
Yeah. So Bubba, why don't you go and plug them?
And that's what I'm
Talk
doing.
about them at the same time.
Yeah, he does customizations for automobiles, aftermarket parts and stuff, and your power sports accessories. So if you have like a dirt bike and you want bigger studs or whatever on your tires, you can get them from him. But everything's on his website, which I have. It's
Do they
But
do planes
Ben-
and trains?
You said a fin for my boat.
Do they do planes and trains?
Yeah,
I'm just
I believe
asking.
anything from my
automobiles.
No, trains
No,
and
just
automobiles?
cars, trucks, that kind of thing,
Yeah, okay.
and dirt
Well, no-
bikes.
And
Four-wheelers.
honestly, you guys hear us busting his balls, but this is a big accomplishment. Bubba.
Yes, very good.
Yeah,
Very awesome for your brand. And
it is. I got a
you know,
whole
just-
fucking.
it shows that, a little pushing your ass and getting things done and, believing in yourself can pay off.
Yeah, dude, I hold myself hard for this. But we do get We do get a discount when you order off his website. TNC is our promo code. I am working out the finer details of exactly what this is going to cover, but I know it's 5% of something.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have pretty soon some
Merchandise.
merch.
There you go.
Does he ship international?
No,
No.
he
It says
can't-
notice on
he
it.
can't do American at the moment. He's just not set up for that yet.
Can you drive across the border to us?
If you want to pay for me to get my passport, which is $180, I'll do it.
Passports are fictional things. You don't need.
I know it's bullshit, but we have to have them here.
You know,
Just run past the border. They ain't gonna say nothing.
Dude, I don't even have to run. I could just literally ride a boat from. this
Yeah,
side
because
to that side
Canadians
and-
don't need drugs to win 100-meter races.
Nope. you don't.
oh,
But
they don't.
before we get too far in tonight,
Yeah, Bubba.
today's kind of a rough day for Bubba. It was 19 years ago today that my dad had passed away. And
Sorry to
you know,
hear that.
thank God we were all by his bedside. We got to say goodbye to him. But every year since, and I don't drink that often because it's just not something I do. But I went and bought some JD and Coke because the old man liked JD. So if you guys don't mind, because you are my brothers, I consider you all brothers. Whatever you're drinking tonight, raise it up for the old man. Thanks for everything you taught me, old man. Whew.
Bulkster, what are you drinking?
It's
Mountain Dew.
Oh, okay.
He's a
I just saw the
Mountain Dew
color of the can, and I was thinking maybe.
What color was it?
It's green.
Yeah, didn't you notice?
I just didn't want to have no logos on there. Got copyright.
you don't gotta worry about that.
You don't gotta worry about that shit.
Yeah.
You're not
Coors
old.
Banquet.
Look at that
Sponsor
old
me.
school.
Right? Like,
Man,
Cowboy piss.
I haven't seen a Coors can like that since I was in fucking.
Okay, wait. Americans want to talk to me about piss and beer. Really?
really,
That like covers like 99% of your alcohol.
everything.
Yeah.
The only thing you could call alcohol is your moonshine, because it's the only thing that's legit.
I don't know. I got a place up here. I could take both of you. It's actually probably closer to you, Bubba. Journeyman's Distillery, and
yes.
I guarantee they'll let you taste 100% pure alcohol. They won't let you taste a lot of it, but they will let you taste some of it.
Okay, you want to see something funny? See this bottle here? Okay, the moonshine my old man used to make. That's all you were allowed right there.
Oh.
If you had more than that, you lost 3 days of your life. You don't know where the fuck that shit went.
Those are good days, though.
Oh, Bubba's
And you
gonna
always
do a
woke
magic
up
trick.
next. You either woke up next to a pig, in the chicken coop,
And what was her
or
name?
beside a really fat girl.
You just said like two of the same thing.
Her name was Tessa, and she could tug like no other.
Nope.
Bubba Duke's in love.
As long as it wasn't Tesla, her older sister. Kind of a prune.
Well, Bubba, I'm kind of glad we got to share that with you. Again,
I appreciate it. Thank
it
you.
always sucks losing somebody who's that close to you, as a father and everything. But I mean, you seem to be good. You know, like you're not. I'm not trying to say like you're. Oh yeah, dead. No, but you're like.
No.
You've worked through it. I mean,
Yes.
And we came to you as friends, and you explained to us that some shit was going on today. You just needed to have some fun, so we came on here.
Yeah, you did. Busting my ass the whole time.
Well, that's what brothers do, buddy. Get used to that. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you.
You only child?
No, I have two sisters. I have an older sister, and I had a younger sister. She's gone too.
Did they dress you up when you were younger?
Oh my fucking god! Don't even, dude.
Pretty little Bubba.
Oh, I'm gonna have to drink more of that alcohol. You're gonna give me
so
fucking.
cute.
Is this where Bubba Duquette was born?
Bubba Duke.
No, dude.
He's gonna get so
Dude, don't
drunk.
even
He's
go
gonna go
there.
back to that. He's
I
gonna
got
be dancing around in a dress.
PTSD,
I'm
bro.
pretty, Bubba. Look
It's
at
like
me.
Buffalo Bill, but it's like not.
Oh my
Would you
god.
fuck me? I'd fuck
I'm-
me. Oh my god.
Okay,
I'm
so
pretty.
my real name is my first name is Donald,
Yeah.
but everybody calls me Don. My sisters
Oh,
called me
DAW.
Donna.
Ah.
I was fucking Donna.
That's my wife's name.
It's a pretty name for a girl. But
And you just said you were fucking her. Good job, man.
But not a Bubba. It's
So
not a good name for a Bubba.
that's why my dad called me. My dad started that Bubba, calling me Bubba all the time.
Well, yeah, you had to make sure they knew you had a twig and berries down there.
Yeah.
You know, your sisters are pretending that you're the third sister in the group.
They had makeup and fingernail polish and dresses.
God, I wish I could get these pictures.
Fuck. I'm
Oh,
glad
they
we
were
didn't have
so
cameras
fucking
back
funny.
then.
Dude, I wouldn't even let you go on cam anytime you were with me on a show. I would just put up pictures of you dressed up as a pretty little girl.
Don't even go there, dude. My kid wants to paint my nails. I don't care. Whatever, they're nails.
So
But she wants to put makeup on me now.
Like
No. Don't ever use my real name. I hate it.
no, like DAWN though.
No. No.
So
No.
you go around, people call you Bubba around everywhere
Yeah,
else?
even at work. Even at work, they call me Bubba.
Okay.
Yeah, but you look like one of the guys who has a nickname, Bubba. And that's not nothing offense. I know some great guys around here. Terry, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we went to school with some guys we could have nicknamed Bubba and it would have fit them. But yeah, I mean, you're like country strong, big ass ox. I can
Oh, I
understand
am, dude.
that.
Grew up on a farm.
Yeah, grew up on a farm, a transition
Lots of guys.
farm.
Shut up.
Didn't have the hormones or anything, then, so they couldn't really fully change you. So,
Oh,
you know, it's a
geez.
beautiful thing, Bubba. You know, you're unique.
No, that's Burger King, man. Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's Burger King.
Yeah, that's true.
You still own the farm?
My cousin owns the farm.
Did you go cow tipping?
Dude, yes. And make sure that thing don't have fucking shit hanging in the ground, because that's the bull. And he don't like being touched.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you-
I made that
bullshit.
mistake.
This is what I absolutely love about all three of you on with me, because you guys just brought up about cow tipping. Now, if anybody wants to look it up, you can, but it is said that is a myth. You cannot tip a cow.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
bullshit.
trust me. I grew up in the country. You can tip a cow.
Oh yeah, you hit that sucker hard enough, you could. Yeah.
You should always tip your waitresses, people.
Yeah, definitely tip your waitresses. They're working hard out there.
We're waiters. I mean, they can do it. Anybody
Oh
can.
my god.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have a whole thing about tipping, and it'll probably get us kicked off. So we'll just breeze
Yeah.
past that. You know,
What
Yeah.
you tip?
Um.
See, I'm trying to change it a little bit, but still stay on track.
see, here's my method. I won't explain my reasoning behind it, but my method is
Method.
I usually know what me and my family are going to spend
Okay.
at any restaurant that we go to. So I usually start off like nowadays. One of my favorite restaurants I like to go to is what's it with Red Robin? You ever been there, Terry?
Restaurant, but I can't-
Yeah.
But yeah, we had one up here at one time.
We only have one.
Okay, so like Amazing Burgers, I really like it because there's such a variety with them. So when I go in there, I'm expecting to tip the waitress anywhere from 25
Yes.
to $30
At the least.
at
Wow.
the least.
Yeah.
But and in my head, it's all on their whether it's going to go up or it's going to go down. So whatever,
100%,
however
yeah.
they want to, because to me, if you're a waitress or you're a hostess or you're a waiter or what have you, you're representing that company, and I'm the closest thing. You're the closest thing I'm going to get to talk to you about to the owner. So
Yeah.
you know,
100%.
if I never have to ask for a refill, which I never have to at Red Robin, they're always on. Boom, boom,
They're
boom.
on that shit, eh?
Yeah, on my fries.
They're like
my
Buddy on
drink.
Seinfeld when he takes a sip and they're just like,
Sometimes, yeah.
thank you.
But I feel it's that way. I mean, my mom was a waitress up until like I got into high school.
So you know, like when you tip a waitress, it just doesn't go to the waitress. It goes to the cooks. It goes to everyone else. You know, it's all dispersed. So like that's to me, like that's why it's always hard because like I feel like when people don't tip well, they're just like, yeah, but did you enjoy the food? They're like, yeah, food's awesome. Well, you're kind of screwing the people over that made your food too, man. Like you got to at least understand and respect how it works. That's why I hate when people's like, oh, well, the chick didn't give me fresh onion rings. How dare she? She gets 3%, and it's like. One, it's not like they're going to pre-eat your food for you and just be like, yep, they're going to like this temperature. And it's like, one, like, why don't you wake up on the non-dipshit side of the bed and realize that these people are working too? Like, they're not going to work and be like, you know what I want to do today? I really want to be a piece of shit at my job. And I really want to make sure people just really have a bad day. I mean, some people do, but not everybody's a terrorist. So,
that's true.
Jesus.
Well, I mean,
not everybody is a terrorist. That's very well put.
No, you're not lying. It's
true. It's just funny because you're not expecting me to say that.
No, that's what made it funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. You noticed it. Yay.
You didn't even see it.
I'm busy playing my game. What are you clowns doing over there?
He's button mashing. He's like, oh, I gotta put the 8. But no, I mean, and that's kind of just the crappy thing about when people go there and they're just like they represent one person for where the whole thing goes. And a lot of the times people just don't know because they're not aware. But like if you either have done it or you know somebody that's been there, you know that tip goes to a bunch of different people. I'm not saying tip like $100 if you don't have bucks. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, be respectful. If you enjoyed your service, they did a good job, or they at least cared for you.
Well, I see exactly what you're saying because I'm the type of guy that, like, there's a restaurant in my hometown right on Main Street. It's called 523 Tap, and they have amazing food. And the first time I went there and had a steak, it was the best steak I've ever had, perfectly cooked. After I tipped the waitress, I asked if I could speak to the guy who cooked my steak. I went back there and handed him $20. I was like, dude, that was the best damn steak I could put in my mouth. He was like, oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But I see what you're saying too, that, you know, some people do need to understand.
So you just prove you tipped by eating a steak. So cow tipping is legit.
Yes, funny. I guess at the very end of the whole chain of that cow, me tipping.
I brought it all back together.
Look at it. This is why he's a professional. This is why he has his own show. I mean, come on, people. You gotta respect it.
There's a chicken wing place here, and I went one time with a girl that I was dating at the time.
Ooh.
I was working up at the mine. Sweet amount of money coming in, right? I found out that this chick took my bank card without me knowing, spent a ton of money on me. Like, not on me, but spent my money. So I was like, okay, I got back. It was my payday. Like, oh, let's go out for supper. Went to this chicken shack place, and I knew the girl that was working there. I went to high school with her. Fucking swiped the card, paid for the food, and I went, oh, no, hold on. I forgot your tip. So she come back with the little thing and was like, okay, we'll put your tip on. I'm like, $100. Gave her $100 tip. Okay. The girl I was dating lost her shit because I tipped $100. I'm like, why does it matter to you, woman? You just spent like $1,000 of my money that you didn't even have the right to spend.
Why
do you care?
Did you allow this?
Well, I kicked her out.
I did. Stop her.
Oh my God. You have more layers in Photoshop right now.
Yep. But while I was out for supper, my buddies went to the house, packed all her shit up, and left it in the front lawn in the snowbank. When I pulled into the driveway, I was like, "Oh, there's your shit. Get lost."
How much did she take you for? If you 1,000,
1,000, yeah.
Like
Which
in
was
one day?
chump change for me.
damn.
Yeah, in one day she spent $1,000.
In a mine? You worked at a mine?
Yep.
Like they have mines in Canada?
Yeah, don't you mind about it, right? No.
We
have
I don't know, I
everything in
didn't see the
Canada.
notice.
Like
You know,
like
Terry
good
brought it
beer
up.
is
I'm
one.
interested.
What kind of mine? What are you mining?
Yeah, what were you
Gold,
mining?
silver, platinum.
Oh,
Nickel.
miner. I thought you were a mime.
Oh my! That's where Terry thought.
You thought I was the dude that goes,
He thought you were trapped in a box. Oh, I can't get out. I'm Bubba Duke in a box.
Not man, you guys watch too much Trump rallies, man.
right? Like, goddamn.
Had your face painted all white.
Like, he's losing it over there now. He's like, that dude got all dressed up in white face.
You know what? I'm gonna defend Terry on this one because after noticing Bubba doesn't know how to spell notice, it could be that he did not know what a mine was and he was saying miming. I could see it. And plus, Bubba with all white face, those little black things on his eyes, walking around pretending he's trapped in shit. I would pay big money to see that.
Yeah, I figured he was just loaded. He was just people throwing money at him.
High school.
I thought maybe that was the French part of Canada where he was learning
God,
mining.
No. And that's not part of Canada. Let's get it straight.
Well,
I mean, they did try to separate from that country and still lost that vote. Yeah,
They did. That's the
Quebec is a wonderful place.
No,
Now, what I found
Dude, go partying in
interesting,
Montreal. It's fun.
and maybe, like I said, Josh, you would. Okay, when we talk about our presidents, Biden, Trump, George Bush, whatever we might be talking about, Canadians know about them. But I couldn't say one Canadian president.
That's because we're smarter than you and we learn more about the world than you guys do.
Well,
I'd be like,
Terry, it's a prime minister.
Yeah, it's a prime minister, not a president.
It's not a president.
Meatball.
I could tell you Trudeau. I don't know the guy's actual name, but I know the guy who's running against him from the conservative ticket. I've seen
I don't even know that.
Isn't his name Pierre or something?
No.
No. I don't think anybody wants it.
I sent you guys a video of it today.
People, we actually got 3 more viewers since we started talking about this. So
I think it was when we started making fun of Bubba Duke and his mining.
Probably. Doesn't surprise
that
me.
could be too. A lot of people hate mines.
no, I mean, we was talking earlier in our chat about things, and Bubba knew some things about. I was like, wow. I mean, he's more knowledgeable about stuff that I wouldn't expect Canadians to even worry about or care about.
Fair point.
And
like,
we don't care about what's happening up north. I mean,
do
you guys ever care about what's happening up north?
Hey, you guys are talking like I'm just a figment of your imagination.
I said you guys.
I'm up on all of this shit. I know about your guys' shit because when
you guys still remember that
something,
Hawaii is yours.
we
like Alaska's yours.
Hawaii yet, but yeah, I mean it's still ours technically. I mean, but yeah, I mean,
I feel like Americans forget about Alaska. I really do.
They do.
Like, I don't even worry about anything out of my state, really. Our states are so huge. It's like
it's so funny that you're saying this stuff because I was just listening to someone talk earlier, and they were talking about how they thought that they're a foreign exchange student that came over from Germany, I believe, and they were discussing how like a lot of their European friends would talk about Canadians and Americans not being well traveled, and like they were basically just bumpkins that lived in their own country and never traveled anywhere. And then this kid comes over here, he's going to college and everything. He's in Alabama. And he's Jesus. I can understand why they don't leave their country, because when you go into a different state in America, it's a whole different country in itself. He's like, so many different things happening. And he goes, the same way in Canada. You go to one Providence, and then everybody is like totally different than the one you were just at. And
It's not Providence, it's province.
Province.
Yeah, we're not.
Thanks for the no ties.
You know what?
Providence is a place in the United States.
Parrish,
It's not what we have.
Can you put up the sign again, since we have Mr. Grammar over here, Bubba Duke, the grammar wizard?
No, I'm actually going to defend Bubba Duke on this.
Oh, here we go.
No, this is clearly an America-Canada thing. So we're
What is this?
Yeah.
Canucks versus Americans?
Game one. Nobody likes the Canucks. We're Canadians.
Floppy heads, if you ask me.
Floppy heads. That's because we don't always need medication to be hard heads.
South Park. All the Canadians are floppy
my
heads.
head's pretty hard.
I don't know. We might be soft heads, but they're hanging over yours.
That's just because geographically you're on top.
That's right.
Yes, we are.
Not a ball.
You can check out our frosty tips, eh?
Frosty titties.
Maple syrup and all. That's what we get with these Canadians we hang out with.
Syrup.
Hey,
so
if you had real maple syrup, you'd love it too.
I like
Yeah, buddy.
See, there you go.
I'd lather that stuff all over my ex-girlfriend.
Terry, just talk over him.
So there's something like like for me, a lot of Americans, we like to travel and go to different states and see the different things. Do you do that as Canadians? Do you guys go and
Yes.
Is there other stuff to see besides Niagara Falls? Because that's the only thing I hear about.
Well,
Look
yeah,
up,
like the world's
Sleeping
largest
Giant
mall was
Vanderbilt.
in my city I lived in for the longest time.
I know
we have a skating rink in there.
Okay.
And submarines. What kind of mall in the States has a skating rink and submarines? And not just like a little skating rink. No, like an actual size NHL rink.
Mall of America.
Yeah, but you guys copied us. That was a thing.
But
we had a skating rink in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Was it? Maybe not. NHL.
That's why I said
NHL regulation.
NHL side.
I mean, we do have the best hockey team in Indiana. I mean, the Comets.
Get the fuck out of here, dear.
That's like saying
it's the only semi-professional team we got. And they're not even pros. What's next? You're going to talk about our minor league basketball team, the Mad Ants. Ooh, they're tearing up the world.
The Mad Ants?
Yeah, well, here's a cool
what is that, like Ant-Man's villain in like the 5th movie or what?
I have no clue, but I will tell you how it's.
That's like the Civil War for Paul Rudd.
There was a rapper back in the day named Master P.
Yes, I know him.
Okay, well, he started our Fort Wayne minor league basketball team.
Oh, that's cool.
Like he came, he started it, he played for it for a little bit, and then it all of a sudden went into the Mad Ants. And yes, I don't know why they're called the Mad Ants.
He owned a team and played on it. Was he also the general manager? Because I think I've seen this movie.
I don't think it was the general manager. But he was okay. He wasn't anything great. It was just more that it was at the height of the No Limit Soldiers and things like that. So it was kind of cool. Yeah. A little recognition for one of our bigger towns, I guess. I don't know. Fort Wayne's kind of weird.
Now, I do have another question because you guys are wrestling gurus. And I only know the professional side. I don't know the indies. Where did they get that term? Is that anything to do with Indiana?
No, it's independent.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I thought it was Indianapolis. I thought maybe.
No. It's actually when you spell it.
Ask because that comment reeks of this analogy. You guys hear something, and I want to say you guys American. And you're like, it has to be about us. It just has to be.
Terry,
wait, you guys are united? Did you guys get that from the United States of America?
Listen to these jerks. Just listen to him rage
Wait.
on this.
Do you guys go to science class and be like, what state is this? Solid liquor or gas? States? Like the United States?
Yep, that's what we do.
I never want to interrupt Parrish because he never ends with A, and I always want to wait for him to finish his sentence.
No, that would be me. I do it quite a bit. Apparently.
Yeah, Terry, what's that a boot?
Oh, he said it. He said it. I wish I had a drop for that. That would be fantastic. It's a boot time. That's fantastic. So, fellas, anything else out there in the entertainment world grabbing your attention?
Not really.
Oh, I can make so many bad jokes about that, but I'm not going to.
Well, that's good. Way to show restraint.
Netflix renewed for season 2 for Avatar: The Last Airbender, live action. Not that you guys care, but I do.
Well, I
just saw that actually on the on an app I had because I don't know, like the Airbender was on like one of the advertisements.
Yeah, it's actually a good TV show. I highly recommend that you watch the cartoon first because they compile a lot into one episode. Live action. Whoa, that guy just scared me.
It's a video game, Bubba. You'll be okay.
I am. Oh, you're dead.
John Cena's new movie on Amazon came out. I think it's Amazon. Amazon
anyway.
Is that Snickney?
Yeah, Snickney or Snickney. The one where he made the OnlyFans for.
Oh dear God.
John Cena's OnlyFans might be the funniest thing ever made.
Well, I mean, he is still grabbing hold of the attention of America, and
well, I mean, you don't have much of attention.
It's the Ricky Snickney.
I mean,
America.
You guys know my feelings on John Cena. I
can't see it.
You can just take him and wipe him out of the record books for me. I could give two shits about him. But I will say kudos to him for keeping his career.
Okay, no. Well, let's go back to that because I, as someone who I feel did something in wrestling, I believe he's earned himself Mount Rushmore status.
I don't.
I do. So, that's why I'm asking.
Wait, okay, so we're in the day and age where anybody who does anything outside of their official race is considered race baiting or going into another race and stealing their culture. That's all John Cena's done his entire career.
I was going to say, yeah.
He came out with a big chain. He came out making fun of that shit. And then all of a sudden we want to act like, oh, well, he gets a pass because he's John Cena. No, fuck that. If that's the world we're going to live in, let's live in that fucking world. And
so you're taking like 20 years of work and basing it around one thing.
But you got to give the guy credit, though. He did.
So the guy literally works well with anybody ever. Okay. AJ Styles gets brought in. Everyone's like, oh my God, AJ Styles, my panties are wet. He's in the WWE. He's Mr. TNA. AJ Styles flat out goes into WWE and says, hey, the best guy I ever worked with was John Cena. He owns and gets the respect out of everyone he's worked with. He has the best match. He works everybody's styles. He actually helps elevate all of them to a completely different status that they were in. Because he understands how to read a crowd. He understands how to execute almost everything. Everybody says he has the 5 moves of doom, yet they're still invested in all 5 moves of doom, and he's not a good worker. But then we'll pretend that Will Ospreay and Take a Shit guy is fucking 5 stars.
Take a shit guy.
I haven't pretended that at all.
And I went to highspots.com and I bought everything they did.
You wanted me to explain my opinion on it, and I explained it. Therefore, to me, that's how I see it. Because there are many actors, there's many people out there that I did enjoy, and they made one mistake, and that wiped out a 30-year career.
Yeah, everybody shits on them.
So, yeah, I stand what I said on my mountain.
I don't think I think the only person in this world or one thing wrecks your entire career was Chris Benoit.
Hey, easy now.
Right? I'm just saying. I think he's the
I
only
wanted to
one
be
where
that
you
guy.
can do one thing and then takes away your entire life's work.
Yeah.
So, what? Okay, let's just talk about relevant.
You could probably add more examples, but that's the one that I'm like full out like.
Shane Gillis. They tried to
don't know
destroy his career.
I
because
really
he
don't know
made
who Shane Gillis.
one comment on a podcast 6 years prior about a
Who is Shane
joking
Gillis?
premise. He's a comedian who he's a comedian who worked his ass off to get Saturday Night Live. He got Saturday Night Live. The same night he went out to celebrate with his family and his friends about getting it, he gets a message from his agent going, "Hey, have you ever said anything about Chinese people?" And he goes, "No." And his agent goes, I got the video of it. Yeah, he did. He's like, yeah, I said something.
The guy that just had like a Netflix special that went like crazy. That's all I know him of. That's all I know him.
Yes.
Okay.
He's worked his ass off the past couple of years to bring himself back to show that the nonsense that they're doing by canceling people for nonsensical things is ridiculous. So he's worked his ass off to get back up there. He is now one of the top comedians out there. And it all stems because somebody was like, man, she said something mean. He was joking with a friend on a podcast where two comedians were coming up with a premise to make humor. We're all about humor.
Was this before Bobby Lee?
I was gonna say, was that not Bobby Lee and the guy that was in the same movie as John Cena and Ricky Sneaky? I forget his name, but he's the orange-haired guy.
Yeah, he's in that movie too.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Bobby Lee?
Bobby Lee and this orange-haired guy have a podcast together.
Yeah.
And I know Terry's referring to a thing where, because I didn't know the guy's name. I know of him. I just didn't know his name.
I think we're talking about the same person.
Yeah.
No, he talked about, this was like the incident that got him in trouble was like 6-7 years ago. He just recently did Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino's Bad Friends podcast not too long ago. And that was actually a well-received one. And Bobby Lee understands that there's a hint of humor in between all of us, no matter what our background, race, creed, whatever. Yeah. There's humor because that's where we get it from.
Can I bring something in then? Because I think this is important for almost all sorts of entertainment, mixed with how fucked up the world is right now, because I'm very, very positive saying that line. I think right now we need, like, if you're going to make a Asian joke, and it might be funny, it might be whatever, but people are always going to say, oh, he made an Asian joke. He's racist against Asians. You can take something out of context so much simpler now. And now with AI, it's fucking scary of what you can do.
Right.
But if you have somebody of an Asian who is Asian and they're there to mediate in that conversation, you make an Asian joke, the Asian there laughs at it. Do now more people find that perceptionally okay. But if you take the Asian out, they're like, nope, he is racist. He is this.
I don't know. You'd have to go to Bobby Lee's fan page and see all the Asians calling him a race traitor for laughing at jokes that are making fun.
That means I have to give a fuck about what the everyday moron things.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
just go
okay, let's just say,
when did personal opinion become factual information? That is what I want.
Lived experience, bro. This is my truth.
Like,
I'm a fucking unicorn. That's my truth.
I crap my pants. Does this mean I know all shit?
All shit?
That just, I think, sums up this whole thing, right? Like, I don't know. Just because somebody says something doesn't mean that you can say like, "Oh, this guy's that guy." But like, to me, I grew up on like, actions speak louder than words. I grew up on sticks and stones. You break your bones, but words can never hurt me.
Yeah, well, not
yeah.
anymore.
Well, they're hurting.
All of a sudden, now everybody can get triggered, and it's like, oh my god, like really? It's like, oh, nobody even knows who they are anymore, and you want to say you're triggered, but you don't even know who you are. So how do you know if you're triggered or not?
Because I'm always triggered.
If you don't know who you are, how do you know what triggers you?
Because I'm always triggered, man.
Well, then you're like a trigger and Amos. I'm just gonna come up with the word for you.
Yeah. And now I'm taking you to court for calling me an anus.
So do you call your people trigonometry?
Call me trig.
Because that shit was hard too.
Trigonometry. I think they only made like physics and trigonometry for people who really couldn't pay attention in any other class.
Oh my god, how did we go from Asians to math?
I wonder how we did that. How did we do that?
Bubba, are you playing Pac-Man?
No, why?
I don't know. You just look like you're having a hard time playing. Whatever you're playing.
It's Modern Warfare 2.
It's Pong. He's losing.
I love how Bubba wanted us all to come on to cheer him up and everything, and then he's just like, "Oh, we play Call of Duty while you guys discuss things."
I'm listening and I'm talking. I'm getting my 2 cents in where I can.
So, Chris, do you live in the same town, Bubba?
No.
Or you live in a different province?
We almost live on every one. You need to learn Canada, bro. It's just like it's a place. It's awesome.
It's a wasteland.
Yeah, we invented the game that you stole in basketball.
You guys want it back? You can have it. Because the shit they're playing ain't basketball.
You guys wrecked it. You guys did your job and
No,
wrecked it badly.
You can have it back. Take it.
Yeah. But we live on the other side of the country. It's like somebody lives in Seattle while the other guy lives in New Orleans. Yeah, that's right. I just boom dropped. Yeah,
wow.
I know.
That's far.
So you're above Washington?
I'm not a local. I don't know. Dude, we're above all of the states.
Terry, you're never going to get a straight answer out of this guy.
We're at the northeast of the Washington. Oh, yeah, the drinking guy knows his directions.
If you literally follow 575 all the way north till it stops.
That's you. I know that's you, not him.
Yeah.
So
Ontario is like the most Americanized place in Canada, by the way.
Well, where you both live, is it a lot of woods, a lot of forests and shit like that?
I know we got more because we're in the prairies. We're closer to the mountains in Ontario.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever go out and adventure in that shit? Or?
Oh, definitely, dude.
Yeah.
I go hunting.
Like I'm not like a hunter or anything, but like I have like
you
especially like in school, like we had a class where it was like outdoor education where a lot of the stuff, if we go on field trips outside, learn about the elements and stuff like that.
Did you sleep outside in a lean-to in the middle of winter?
We had to make our own tent, so yeah.
We made a lean-to and we had to stay in it overnight. And you didn't have to stay there. You could go into the school, but the last guy that went inside was like the god because he stayed outside for the whole winter night.
That's cool.
That just reminded me of like one of my favorite Anthony Jeselnik jokes. And he's like, "Got my brother masturbating," and I opened the door and I said, "Hey, stop masturbating." And he's like, "Bro, leave me alone." And I'm like, "Get inside." He's whacking off outside, Bubba.
Yeah. Shouldn't be doing that. You'll get caught. You'll get put on a list somewhere.
Especially if they're like me and they live right across the school. That's bad.
Yeah. Man.
Holy Jesus.
So, do you like your towns that you live in? Are they pretty safe? Not like Chicago.
My wife literally, it's not like Chicago. It's definitely not the south side of Chicago. I'm aware of the south side of Chicago.
You don't want to be aware of that.
Yeah, I remember when I went down to WrestleMania 22, and we were taking we had like the coolest taxi driver of all time because he did not put the meter on when he picked us up from the airport. And as a friendly Canadian, I reminded him multiple times, and on the third time, he turns around as he's driving because, well, that's safe. He's like, "Look, bro, if you tell me one more time to turn on my meter, I might actually have to do it." And I'm just like, "Noted, thank you."
Shut your hole, boy. Take the free ride.
So I still gave him like $50, but like I was just like, still, I probably paid more than. No, I think the cab probably would have been close to 60, but still, like,
Okay, me and you are gonna play. What did the cab driver say after he dropped off Parrish?
Fucking kid's stupid.
I can tell you what he did.
Don't they know a goddamn gift when they're getting one?
Stupid Canadians.
No, so what he actually did, he gave me because he had his business card, and he literally just talking to us the entire time. We're like, "Oh yeah, we came down here for WrestleMania. We're gonna go to some Ring of Honor shows because this is during the Dragon Gate invasion for Ring of Honor and all that stuff." This is like before Chris Hero and all those guys kind of really made the jump. But yeah, so he's like, "Oh," so it's like, "How old are you guys?" We're like, 20. He's like, "Oh, where are you guys from?" We're like, "Canada." And he's like, "Ooh, what's the legal age there?" I'm like, 18. Like, "Oh, this must suck for you guys." I was like, "I'm gonna find a way," because I think it's stupid,
right?
The dumbest thing. So he knew we were there for a good time. So he's like, "Yeah, here's my card." He's like, "If you guys need a cab, I'm your guy."
Nice.
So we got a free cab ride back to the airport because I know how to network.
I think it was just because you were pretty and he wanted to pull your hair.
No, I had short hair back then.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, but I was pretty. I didn't have to dress up in girl clothing like you did, but I was pretty.
Rude.
No, that's rude.
Yeah, it is rude. That's a kick in the old ding dong.
I don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem. Best t-shirt I've ever bought.
Is that a Canadian made t-shirt?
No, this is a Kevin Owens WWE shop t-shirt that he
from
wore
the
like
States.
brief. Huh? No, it was made in China.
We sold it to you.
Did you just sneeze into your
Yeah,
shirt?
technically they did.
No, it's called a cough.
Oh.
Yeah, he coughed. He didn't do any of that sneezing.
But the cab driver did tell us to stay away from the south side.
Well, that's a good cab driver.
Yeah, right?
I would have told you guys that's exactly where you want to go. All the action is down that way, bud.
And his name was Jamal. I still remember his name. That's how
Jamal.
good of a guy I am.
Because that's such a hard name to remember.
Speaking of cab drivers,
After 18 years, can you remember a cab driver's name?
Apu.
No, that's
Literally
Simpsons.
Apu. That was his name.
Sounds like a shitty cab driver.
He was.
last time I was in Vegas, I went out. The very first night we're there with a family member, and I'm like, "Hey, we should probably go down to this one place." And he's like, "Yeah, we should. Get some festivities for the
What
whole
place
week
did you
that
guys
we're
go
going to
to?
be here." Well, because of the person who's in my family, I'm not going to discuss any of that. So, anyways, so we go to this place.
There's a private chat.
It was
Yeah, my mic filter's
Oh.
not. So good call. Good call.
So yeah, we go to the store, get our things, come out, get another,
Reno. No, I'm just kidding.
we get another cab, and the cab driver, he's talking to us just about where we're from, much like the cab driver with you, Parrish. And the person I'm with is what we call a giant liberal here, and so I don't really engage in any political talk with them. So the cab driver, though, young black man named Malik, decides to go, "Hey guys, so how do you feel about this Biden character?" And because the person I'm with and liberal ways, they assumed by looking at the man what he was going. And he was like, straight up, fuck that dude. He's a piece of shit. Give me Trump back any day of the week. And I'm just sitting there. My little right-wing mind is just going, fireworks everywhere. I'm like, and I'm just watching this guy next to me who I know, and I know all their beliefs, just melt and be, should I say anything? Like, oh. And as we're getting out, I'm like, yep, 2024, he's gonna be back. And that dude was like, woo, gave me his card, told me anything I need in Vegas, hit him up. I still have his card in my Vegas bag. Yeah, that dude was a beast. He made my Vegas trip from the start a success and just a pleasure to be there.
Right? Wow.
So the first time I was of legal age and I went to Vegas, we went for a UFC event. And one of the things we wanted to do, there was like a trampoline park there where, yeah, like now they're like a big deal. But back then it was like all these like MMA guys would go there to work on their cardio and kind of stuff like that. And we found out about it like through watching one of the like Randy Couture things on the UFC stuff. But we go there, and what was funny is we go there because it's like outside of Las Vegas, where a lot more sketchier stuff is going on. So the trampoline thing was here, and right next door was a swinger chapel, and they're just like,
Jesus.
Yeah, so like, okay, so wait, you just drop the kids off and then you just do your parental stuff? Like what?
Just drop the kids up. Mommy and Daddy will be next door. We don't come over. We don't want to talk.
Yeah, like a couple of neighbors just be like, yeah, okay, our kids could go and play as they just, party with each other. But anyway, so we go there and there's like this, they have dodgeball and they're like, on trampolines, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking dangerous, but awesome at the same time. I think I was like 22. So anyway, we're having some fun, and all of a sudden, there's a game that breaks out, and there's a very different range of people playing. And I apparently, because I'm a larger, or we were tall, like bigger, there's a lot of kids there. They wanted to do kids versus the adults.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
tell me you fucked them up.
Oh,
dude, I love that shit.
I knocked 4 out. But the best part is, this is the funniest part. Like, well, I did like they were like out cold. Like I knocked them out like a little bit, and they were fruity loopy, but they were back.
Concussion number 1. Good job.
We don't know that. We didn't go to.
He's like,
it was fine.
But the one thing, it's like the watching area was like maybe 2 feet behind the playing area. So a lot of like some parents would just watch right there. So it was down to like 2 kids left. One buddy kept like firing it, and this kid, like he was like a ninja because he like it was super impossible to hit him, but he would like backflip and like the ball would zoom. But this guy my buddy was dumb because he fucking smacked this like old, like probably a 60-year-old lady right in the fucking mouth because this kid dodged. And then some people are attending to her. She's like on the far side, so she has to walk back the long way just to get back to the exit. So we're not stopping playing because there's people there right away. All of a sudden, she's like maybe 8 feet away from this freaking door. Buddy throws the ball. Ninja boy just jumps up, moves, fucking smacks the old lady once again in the face. And she just scrambles.
You just see this and teeth.
Like you knew it. Like you just knew what was happening. It was one of those moments where in real life you can just slow it down and you're just
trying
like
to grab that ball. You're going, no.
Yeah, we're just in the background. We're like, don't throw the ball.
Yeah, everything slows right down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he
fucking
just has this
fantastic.
Matrix style like backflip over, and then all of a sudden you're just seeing.
Dude, I absolutely love that.
It was
Yeah.
it was hard not to laugh because you felt for the lady because she was just the innocent bystander, but at the same time it was so randomly hilarious that you couldn't help. And yeah, but so this kid ended up winning the game because we just couldn't hit this kid. That kid with a ball and used all the parents as sacrificial lambs to win the game.
Awesome.
He did it.
That's fantastic.
You had your respect. So the next game we picked, I was a captain. I picked this kid right away.
Oh, I will too.
I threw all my boys under the bus. I'm like, I'm picking this guy to win. I
That
see
kid destroyed people.
I see a generational talent. I'm grabbing it.
Right.
I love that. That reminds me of like in Terry. I don't know if you remember this from West Noble, but like when in middle school when the teachers would challenge the basketball team.
Yeah.
They would have that, and you would just see the look in these teachers' eyes, like, we get to play against kids. We had this one teacher, Mr. Teal and Mr. Shepard, and they would
use Mr. T.
Well, we did call him Mr. T. Yeah,
We had the same teacher.
he was our
like that.
coach.
Maybe we call him Mr. T.
But these two would throw alley-oop dunks to each other, and they would just look at us like, "What? You can't guard this?" It's like,
what
no,
gonna do,
you guys are 40-year-old grown men who can leap bounds over us. We haven't even hit our last growth spurt. You guys are fucking alley-oop and dunking
Wait,
over us.
you had like multiple growth spurts?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
Man,
had
like my
first
school
one.
year, I could tell just how old I am by the evolution of the photo. Because when I was young, I was at the back, and then when I was old, I was not. I heard about this growth spurt. I think it's a myth. My doctor said I would have been 6 feet by 18. My doctor said I was going to be 18 by the time, or I'm going to be 6 feet by the time I'm 18.
My doctor said I'll turn 18, everybody.
Turning 38 on Monday, and I'm 5'7" and a
surpassed him. That fucking joke.
Boy, did I show him. I'm fucking 30 now. Fuck 18.
Even if I grab on stilts, I'm at the age where I'm shrinking, so it doesn't even work.
Oh, dear God.
Hey, Facebook user.
Coming
Oh,
in
why does that
saying,
remind me of
That's
Tron?
off mine.
He's
I
a
don't know what that is.
user.
Yeah, that's off of Bubba's. Well, just to let
mine.
everybody know, we have 1 viewer on Twitch, 4 on Twitter, and 1 on Bubba Dukes. So you said that's yours, Bubba?
Yeah, that's my Facebook group, the Boar's Nest. With
We'll
Bubba
tell
Dukes.
them we said hello, and thank
Yeah.
you for joining
Hello,
us.
thank you.
Join in the conversation, anything you want. There is
It's
no
Chris
set
Best.
topic. We are just literally, it's Best. Hey,
Yeah.
Chris Best. We are literally just talking shit. There's
I'm such an asshole. Did you hear what I'm like, oh, it's Chris.
there's nothing. There's no subjects actually going on. It is just pure nonsense, as you can tell by Bubba. And if you missed anything, we found out Bubba was he broke away from being transitioned as a young child from his sisters. He escaped those things. He also, this is how he does not spell notice. He spells it no test. And we found out Terry has learned a lot about Canada today. So there's a lot of things we are learning.
Oh, Terry, here's a note for you. Chris Best and myself live in the same town.
There you go.
So
Wow.
does Carl, and so does OMD.
So Parrish is the only one that's like
Yeah,
the
he's the
odd
outcast.
one out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Now,
the outcast of the group.
This
But
like Josh was talking about, like your guys' prime minister, and like you guys have an election. Do you guys have elections every 4 years, like us, or no?
Yes.
Okay. And is there liberals and conservatives, or is
Yes.
it just
Yes.
okay? But
And
are
then
they
we have
different
a
than
bunch of other
America's
parties, too.
liberals and conservatives?
No, they're literally liberal conservative. And then we have a bunch of other parties like NDP, the Green. Fuck, crap! The Green Party.
yeah, that's not weed though for you Americans. That's like environmental.
Before we
Yeah,
get too
tree
far
hugging
into
water
this,
testers.
I haven't been able to do this because Chris Best has been joining me on serious shows that we do, but we need to hit everybody with Chris.
I am Professor Chaos, bringer of destruction and doom.
There it is. That's the Chris Best drop. When he drops into these silly goose of a show, he gets his own drop. He is the Professor Chaos.
Yes, he
Let's
is.
see. What do we got? I missed a lot. I was doing Saturday Night Gaming.
Why is he Facebook user?
Because he's on Bubba's stuff coming through.
If he was on, say,
if
the
he was
YouTube,
watching on,
it would come through with his name. But
He
Facebook
was
doesn't let
busy
you
playing
have to
Uncharted.
register. It's stupid.
yes, he was playing
2, actually.
Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
Chris Best does a Saturday Night Gaming on 8 p.m. on his Twitch channel. I believe he does YouTube and does he do a Facebook?
So he does his Twitch and YouTube, and I think he's also on Turnbuckle Studios Twitch.
Okay, so he's out there doing his thing. Always go out there, check him out, see what he's up to, see what part in the game he's at, and I assume he should be finishing up Uncharted 2 not too long.
You would think soon, yeah.
Like I said, I talked with them, YouTube, about hopefully once we get a more defined card for WrestleMania, that we could do a simulation on 2K24 and commentate during it.
Oh yeah,
you should have that what's that piece of shit? What's that thing? Oh, PlayStation. Yeah.
I got a piece of shit system.
Josh, what do you play?
Royal Dick.
No, you play Xbox. I know, we're friends.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah, Terry had the real man. Yeah,
Terry had to be the.
I gotta play.
I have an Xbox Series X. I just prefer Sony.
I prefer Sony.
Oh, so you're the
one of those.
Yeah, you're a Sony
make
guy.
up your
You're
mind
not
when you
necessarily a PlayStation guy. You're just a Sony guy.
Yeah, I prefer. The only reason I got the Xbox is for Bethesda games, since they bought them. Skyrim.
It was actually funny. I almost bought a PlayStation because I'm not a big baseball fan, but I love baseball video games.
Nice.
And I love the show, and I really wanted it. So I almost bought a PlayStation just to play the show. And then as soon as I was about to go, I go and I check to see that the show's coming to Xbox. I was like, screw it.
And
so had they didn't do that,
for free,
you might say that's convenient. Yeah. It legitimately was the day of too.
That's awesome.
I was like, ooh, this saved me a lot of money.
Succubus world of PlayStation.
I would have just had both.
He just rolls his eyes like,
I know, because he's heard it from me before. He could care less. He's gonna do what he wants to do. He just lets me know. Yeah, pretty much.
I just like busting ass. It's funny.
Terry's honestly, he only likes PlayStation because he's hoping they'll bring back the original Lara Croft boobs to where they're all square and like pyramid weird.
Dude, those were fucking hot titties back in the day.
Oh my god.
Bubba, no, they weren't. Go back and look at them. They were not. You're going to question your whole adolescence of ripping off a couple little Bubbas to Lara Croft there. You're going to question it, bud.
I question everything I do, dude.
Yeah, so do we, by the way. We question everything you do.
After I do it, of course.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody by chance, if they they really got into the original Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and that's what they expected boobs to look like. And then when they've seen the first set, they were like, yeah, those aren't the ones that I see.
He just wants a shirt to be pulled up and it's all pixelated. It's like, what?
What is this shit?
Could you imagine that poor
Why don't your nipples look like baloney? This is bullshit.
It's so fucking funny. Just to think about that.
Baloney has a first name. It's Titty.
I just thought about they couldn't, how like GTA, they always have it like representative of a certain area.
Yeah.
Against they would never be able to base it out of Canada because I mean there's no guns.
Well,
no violence. You guys got guns?
We got guns.
Sure
you
do,
guys had no
baby.
guns.
Sure do.
I was Chris, I go, yeah, buddy. Got 2 of them right here, bro.
Gun shows.
Those look more like handhelds, Bubba.
That's a lethal weapon, my man. Can't be.
Bubba got bat wings.
I know where he's coming from on that one.
My name is
No,
Ben.
they didn't take away all their guns, okay? They still have the right to hunt.
Yes.
Defend themselves, no.
Hey, man, we have Brock Lesnar now, so
yeah,
we like that up until
Yeah, because he
6
only
months ago.
escaped here because of all the bullshit going on.
Now, is
We
your
escaped
emergency
here
line?
because we have a good health system.
I
We
shouldn't
take
say
care of
that.
people, and we
Dude, I got a
don't charge
butcher
them an
shop
arm
in
and a leg.
Saskatoon.
We make sure we don't amputee them.
But I mean, come on, Canada is built for Brock Lesnar.
Fucking right, it is.
He loves to fucking hunt. He loves to be out in the creepy forest. I mean,
Dude, Sable moved to Canada. Come on.
Who wouldn't?
The creepy forest, he says.
I
And not
honestly,
even a good part, but Saskatchewan.
I thought
He's in
about moving to
Saskatoon?
Canada a long time ago, but then once I realized it was going to cost quite a bit to do that.
Okay, wait. Our dollar is less than yours, and it's costing a lot.
It was going
You
to
don't
cost
get
me.
taxed 50% here.
Okay, well, at 19 years old, I really couldn't come up
here we
with
go.
all the money for the passport, and then all the money for what I needed to
Because he was
take
blowing
all
it
my
on
stuff
weed.
up there, and then
Oh, but like at that rate age of 30 something, you're asking poor Bubba to drive over without a passport, not now knowing how much it costs.
well, yeah, he's not going to stay. He's just going to come hang out.
Are you
And
sure
we
about
have a new
You sure? I think
person
you should.
joining us here.
How's it
We
going,
got the
boys?
one and the only
Welcome to the
Facebook
shit
user, Chris Best, right
Yeah,
off his
Facebook user.
expense. Saturday Night Gaming.
Okay, I gotta add because like I don't know if anybody else has ever thought this about StreamYard, but when you do multiple people, you're like, okay, usually the host is, where you are, Josh, right? And then it's like almost like a ranks of importantness, or like that's what I've always like jokingly thought it was.
No, it is.
And then all of a sudden Terry goes from one side and he gets like farther away from the host.
Dun, dun,
That-
dun.
That's what these programs do. They separate the Americans so you Canadians can have a chance.
What do you mean? We just have to play you in the gold medal at every Olympics and we absolutely murder you guys.
In what?
What war was that?
Hockey.
1812 that we won?
The sport that matters.
Ooh.
You know the trophy that's actually the hardest one to win? It's not those
Yeah.
easy ones.
Hey,
Like,
Terry, how many people talk about hockey here in America?
No
because
one.
nobody where you are plays
No
hockey
one.
well.
All
The
of our
comments.
best hockey places
Our
are
local
places
team
that
can beat
should
your
not
guys'
have
team.
hockey arenas.
No, they can't.
Dallas.
Your
Las
hockey
Vegas.
team couldn't beat the freaking Tim Horton midget kids team. Come on now.
Hey,
Be real.
you guys can't even keep Tim Hortons in Canada. We got one here in Indiana.
That's
Didn't we have
because their
America?
coffee sucks nuts. So we
ever
might
go
as well
Dunkin'
give it
Donuts,
to
dude?
you guys because you guys like bad beer. Now here's bad coffee.
You guys got tidbits.
Parrish is just a Canadian elitist. Listen to
Right.
him over here.
Really? I'm a Canadian
Oh my
elitist?
God.
Here we
And
go.
I'm being asked if independent wrestling had anything to do with Indianapolis?
Hey, he had a point.
Like,
Oh yeah, Chris, that's another thing you missed. Terry thought that indie
even
wrestling
Kit Kat
was
gives me a break. What the
Indianapolis.
hell are you guys?
And then Parrish went on a 5-minute rant about how Americans think that anything that has any type of association with the United States, any type of anything, that we assume that it must be because of the United States.
I mean,
Am I wrong?
it's a common theme. JJ just falls off the map. Gone.
I had to, yeah. Parrish blew me off the map with that one.
This is why the presidency is so fucked up in the States, because you'll look at a mirror and you're like, I'm voting for that guy. He seems legit.
I thought we moved past politics on this one.
I thought we did.
Yeah.
No, but
Parrish
it's
was trying to
still keeping up
roll
with
me
everything
back in.
about you, which is the current topic.
Well, yeah, I want my president to be about me and my values.
Yeah.
No shit, man. What the hell you
I want my president to be me and my values. So it's about being old
represent
and not knowing
me
how to stand
and
up
my
for more than
values?
15 seconds.
No, I mean I got values, man.
Biden almost like lost shit at a press conference. And then a reporter fell and he's like, just so everybody knows, that wasn't me.
I know our president's a complete dipshit. I'm well aware of that.
That's why we're waiting for we're waiting for election November.
Honestly, I wanted
Matt, the more times you guys bring in Trump and Biden, I'm just like,
well, Trump only can do
fact there hasn't been a female
Trump can only do 4 years, and after that, we got to hopefully. Trump only can do 4 more years, so after that, he's done. So he has to hopefully train that other guy that I kind of enjoyed the one that's like.
That analogy is like a fake rebuild, though, for a sports team. It's like, well, if we bring in said like old guy with bad values, we can get 4 years of being mediocre, but because we don't want to tank yet.
I completely hear what you're saying. But there is a guy out there that Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
Say his last name. He is a young guy that
can't say his name. You're not going to vote for him.
Yes, I would. Just because I can't say his goddamn name doesn't mean I wouldn't vote for him. Like I said, he represents me and my values. That's why I would vote. Tulsi Gabbard. She was another one I would have voted for.
Is that the one that just backed out?
No, that's Nikki Haley.
No, she was trash.
Even Canada,
that's Canadians. We know when people back out of your presidential elections. You guys don't even know who's running for ours.
What?
You're right. You're right.
He did. He does. I didn't.
You're right, Perry.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about you. Yeah.
But you just lump us all because we're just dumb.
To be fair, Terry, you're asking politely, so I'm kind of just ranting and being a jerk for no reason.
To be fair, it reminds me of freaking Letterkenny.
That's a great
I've never seen an episode of that show, but
she's
really
3 hours from where I live.
Parrish or Best, you've seen it, right?
I legitimately watch
Letterkenny?
2 shows every week.
I know the crew.
And that's Monday Night Raw and Friday Night
on the crew.
That's what I thought you said a while back ago when we were talking about that and Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, that's. I mean, you guys' comedy.
I'm friends with one of the
you guys' dry comedy is hilarious.
I think Canadian television sucks.
I think your comedy is fucking hilarious.
Listen, Mr. Dress Up and Mr. Rogers were the shit.
To be fair, Canada did create Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd. Boom.
Harold Ramis too.
Have you seen it lately?
Yeah, but Dan
have it back
Aykroyd's
if you want Ghostbusters.
I will, and I'm gonna go see
have
Frozen
all those lady Ghostbusters doing all their cool stuff.
But Bill Murray is a goat. I will put that.
Oh, he is. Of course.
I thought he was Canadian.
He's Chicagoan.
Yeah. Yep. To be fair, though, like Chicagoans and Canadians are so much more alike than people think.
Do Canadian?
You guys want just kind of body of water between you?
Everybody, shut up! Terry's trying to talk.
Does Canadians like Nickelback?
No.
Yes.
If you take
I like Nickelback. Me and the wife. I think they good music. I don't know why there's so much hate for them.
I will say this: the more I don't listen to them, the more I actually think their Monday Night Raw song was probably one of the best.
Okay, I will give you that.
It has a vibe. It has a good vibe. But Union Underground, I think, still is the top. Union Underground, I think, is still the best Monday Night Raw theme song. Across the Nation.
Yeah.
I still think that's the best Raw.
Yeah.
But Burn It to the Ground is pretty good.
But anyway.
Yeah. So, Terry, why do you and your wife like Nickelback?
I like the. I guess it's just easy to jam to. Me and the wife went to actual Michigan to.
Oh, I know. I made fun of you for it.
Yeah, I enjoy. I mean, they put in a show. It's so funny because they know all the haters out there, but they had the thing sold out. But then they told us, they goes, hey, we know every one of you have somebody that's probably hating on you or has made fun of you for coming to this concert. And you just tell them, keep on hating.
Nickelback's actually local, like where I live.
Yeah,
It's so funny that you went to a concert and the band themselves were like, hey guys, we know people are probably making fun of you, but
they said that they make money on you guys. They make money on the haters. That's what's great.
In all honesty, though, Axl Rose does almost the same thing at every Guns N' Roses show.
Axl Rose died 10, 20 years ago. Whatever they got up there pretending to be Axl Rose is not Axl Rose. It's like someone won an audition for the worst Axl Rose lookalike, and they were like, "You're the winner. You could be Axl Rose."
Like even Mick Mars nowadays has more charisma on stage than Axl Rose,
and that
all
dude's a
Mick Mars
walking
does
skeleton.
is like this. He's like, I think Weekend at Bernie's. Like that guy's still more alive than Mick Mars.
Yeah, it's crazy. I will say though, it does show something that Nickelback is still selling out arenas and still putting on performing and things like that. So they must have done something right with a fan base.
I've only seen them once, and that's because Shinedown and Breaking Benjamin were in their opening acts, so they at least know if we're gonna do something, we got to make sure we have good, like, and this is like over a decade ago, like, and these bands are up and coming, like doing really. I think like Sound of Madness was just coming out, so it might be a little bit longer than a decade, but. And then they also took Pantera's Pyro guy. So their show was like visually fantastic. They had pyro, like the best pyros like ever.
Yeah, they still do that.
You guys ever see Pantera live?
No.
Once.
I would give anything to see Pantera live back when Dimebag was with them.
I seen them on the last tour he was on. When he did the whole backdrop was just nothing but
the
amps.
fact you have a giant Oreo cookie, by the way, as a backdrop.
Oh, well, if we remove you, the window lickers is logos in the middle. I went into AI and I said, I want a flat earth Oreo. And that's what I got.
What do you use for AI images?
I use...
You can send it to me because I will forget when you tell me.
I used Starry. That's who I use. Oh.
You guys hear any of you guys watch besides Chris Best? Where's that feedback coming from? God, bro. What the fuck was I saying now? Any of you guys watch anime besides Chris Best?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a
watch
child.
animation.
Have any of you guys heard about the cartoon anime Dragon Ball?
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z?
The creator, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and all the super crap. Okay, the gentleman that created Dragon Ball passed away this year. He passed away a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man.
It's literally permeating the nerd news wire right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, go ahead, Terry.
As I said, I can't stand anime. I don't know. At a certain age, I stopped watching. I still consider them cartoons. I can't even watch them. I love Marvel, but I can't watch any cartoons of Marvel. I just can't get into it.
Well, not even the old school '90s X-Men, because that shit was fantastic.
They're bringing that back.
That's on Disney.
Oh yeah, I know. I watch it, dude.
It's on Disney. Whoa.
So, Bess, do you remember in Bubba Duke when you couldn't stream things, like you had to pay attention to watch and know what time this show comes on and things like that?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how long a Dragon Ball Z fight would take?
5 episodes, buddy. And that was just for the guy to go.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I would watch every week.
The Frieza fight. The Frieza fight was like 7 episodes.
Dude, the Frieza fight was insane, but it was so good. It was so
just him
good.
standing there.
I remember actually getting to a point though. It's like where I was like, okay, when is Goku actually going to beat Frieza? And it was epic when he actually defeated him.
Excuse me. When he went Super Saiyan, yeah, that was cool.
Did you ever watch like Eon Flux? Best.
No, but I wanted to. I just haven't been able to get into it. I can't find it anywhere. So
I remember when MTV used to do their. It was either Friday or Saturday night, and they would do Liquid Television, and you'd get to watch Eon Flex. You would get to watch that. What was it? Mad. It was something like Mad Max. He was like a giant purple guy with a big yellow claw. He had a show. There was a couple other ones that they had, and then the
giant purple guy I know turned out to be a pedophile. Barney, bro. The guy in the suit was a pedophile.
Kids.
The guy in the suit was a pedophile. Not once, but twice. The two guys that played Barney turned out to be pedos.
2 of the like 20 or 30 that have played him since.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have that many Barneys, you're going to run into a couple pedos.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things to watch is there's a guy who will reanimate like actual TV clips of Barney, but he'll redo like the voice of him. And he just goes like, the kid's like, hey, Barney, do you want to know what I did at home today? No, nobody gives a shit about what you did at home today because your home life sucks, kid. And like, he'll go and then just go like completely R-rated of like if Barney was just like, I don't give a fuck, Barney. And it's might be one of the funniest things I see in the clips, but
that would be funny to watch.
If you, I can only imagine if an adult and like you just wanted to get into acting. And then you just are just like, oh, I'm Barney, but okay, it's money, it's whatever. You get in there and you're just like, oh my God, please just like this is brutal.
Hey, Terry, do you remember Happy the Hobo?
Yep.
Area.
Yep.
Happy the Hobo.
I never got to go to the show, but
you watched it.
Watched
Froggy's Pad.
Yeah.
Okay, so after school, guys, when we were younger, you would get home, you'd get your little snack, you'd get ready to watch some TV, and you turn on Fox. And when you turn that on, there was this hobo guy called Happy, and you went to Happy's place, and he had a frog named Froggy, and the guy would talk to the frog, and then he would.
You now explain why there's a massive drug problem in your country.
Yeah, right
well,
there.
Here's the thing. So there's been a couple Happies, but there was one that ended up breaking his foot. Okay. So Happy breaks his foot and he has to do all these kid interviews set off to the side. Well, one day Happy takes too many painkillers and probably mixes it with a little too much alcohol. And it turns into not a very happy place. Oh,
why does Happy seem like 50% of the Road Warriors?
Right, dude, you guys don't even know this dude. He was
what a run,
man. Dude, there would be kids on there who are like, I don't know, and he'd be like, okay, next, and he'd push him out of the way, and he would talk.
And you give him a picture. They would color a picture and draw a picture for him. And he would show each one on camera.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, this person drew this. Oh, look at that. I don't know. And then dude, this show.
And there's people that thought that was a good idea.
Oh, I loved it. I watched it every.
No, but I mean, like from a business world sense,
it was wholesome.
Like,
yeah,
that was
wholesome. Yeah.
Oh, it was wholesome.
Well, no wonder why Rock Turner's a thing in the United States.
Dude, I am.
What made it special for our areas because it was filmed in Fort Wayne, which is 40 minutes from us.
Yeah.
So it was something where it was not like mass produced like Mr. Rogers or Captain Kangaroo or any of that. It was an actual local, low budget kid thing.
I would say low budget.
Low
this
budget
frog-
kid thing. Oh man,
The
this sounds like
froggy looked
fucking
like they took a bullfrog
Michael
and they
Jackson's
actually
Wonderland.
shoved their hand up a bullfrog's ass and they made a puppet out of it. It looked so weird.
I mean, if there's ever a time to say hashtag ribbit, I don't know
Oh,
what else we could do.
Dude, it was such an amazing show. I go back and I watch some of the outtakes of it and shit like that just because it makes me laugh. It was such a humorous thing. Yeah.
If you took that, oh, this guy was on drugs things outside of the equation. As a little kid, you were laughing at the show.
Oh, yeah.
But then when you become an adult with values that are mature, loosely,
That shit's still funny. I don't care what you say.
Do
all of a sudden this guy's around kids with a fucking drug problem.
when you were kids, did you guys go out trick or treating?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
No,
yeah.
Halloween exists in
Canada.
I didn't know if that was a
Halloween
Canadian
exists in
thing.
Canada.
Well, it
It's like a
exists, but I didn't know
universal
if it's done the same way.
Terry, you just need to realize anytime you have a Canada question and Parrish is on screen with us, he's just going to light you up. So just ask
Yeah,
your
that's
question
good.
and
I
let
like
him
it.
beat him.
It probably brings in people going, "What the hell?"
It's just, no, because like this is the funny thing.
He's
So
gone again. I look up. No double J.
I'm
Gone.
fucking
Oh, there
with
he
my
is.
heater, man. I got a heater under my desk. And sometimes I'm under the weather.
that is a topic that we'll get to later.
Oh, here we go.
But
Okay,
Terry, I'm focusing on you, which is going to be
okay,
funny. 'cause
Terry.
My
So
wife is going to be
ask
like,
away about the Halloween.
well, no, in Canada, you can go to other neighbors' houses and ask for candy, and it's fine.
You don't
Nobody
have
has
to
a
go get
white
shot.
van. Yeah. I
So
left
you're
my
not
front
saying there's
door
no
open
creeps
last
in
night by
Canada?
mistake, and my wife's like, "No, like,
Did they ever
my front
worry
door
about stuff
unlocked last
being hidden in candy, and your parents had to check your candy and stuff?
Yeah, like I got these cups and I was like, please don't tell me there's chocolate and peanut butter. And then I bit it, like, oh, there's chocolate. Somebody put that in my cup. How dare they?
He doesn't know, Terry.
Doesn't know.
He doesn't know the dangers about trick or treating.
This is why, and like other, like I know Bubba and Best, you'll back me up on this one. And we're completely on other sides of the country. There is a perception about the generalization of what Americans are, and one, it's not even entirely true, but it's like any other stereotype, right? Where there's always like 10% of truth behind it and 90% of fabrication.
Oh yeah.
But it's so funny because I totally blame that. Like I guarantee you, when you went to school, you learned zero about Canadian history or anything about Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
And that 100% is the reason why, like, you have no idea if.
But isn't that when in your school, Canadian school, they have like American history, or is it Canadian history?
Oh yeah, we always
Okay,
talked about American history.
So when it came to American history, it was actually
We don't
part of
actually
world
learn enough
history.
about our history, which pisses me off.
Go ahead, Best.
Yeah, so like when you guys say it's American history, for us up here it's world history. So like we do learn about American history, we learn about like the rest of the world history as well. We did get a lot of Canadian history with the schools I went to as well.
Okay. So Parrish, since they talk about America a lot, I would just like you to put your one finger up and acknowledge us.
Give us an owl.
You asked for this, man. You asked for this, and I was very aware of what hand I was doing it with too.
Oh, these guys are horrible.
How did we
And
end
here's
up
a
with
Canadian
Chris Parrish?
twist: The Rock played in the Canadian Football League. So
Yes,
did
he did.
Roman Reigns. They both
Yep.
played for Alberta teams too, by the way.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Roman
that,
Reigns used to play for the team I would go and watch sometimes.
Yeah, I can't think of any time in school that they would talk anything. I mean, geography of just, but other than history wise, I don't recall anything. At least not in our small school. They might do it in bigger schools, but
Is that a thing in the United States where, like, depending on the city, like, you'll learn a subject completely differently? Like, they'll have a different curriculum and all that stuff.
I think depending on where you are, you might, depending on how big the public school is, they might, some bigger public schools might have more trade classes.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, that's pretty normal then for us.
I mean, we didn't really get much. Well, me and Josh, I'm older than Josh, so we didn't have like computer classes or anything because we
What's
were just.
the age range here? Because one, I'm gonna also guarantee that I'm the youngest, but I also don't like. I'm also an '80s kid, so I'm not like young. I'm just the youngest out of here, probably.
I'm 45.
But where are we all at? Like for?
I'm at 40.
I'm 40.
Okay,
wait, no.
Chris Bass, you're 40? Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm 41. My brain was not fucking working today.
We go 41.
Old people moment.
So I'm the I'm the
41,
oldest one.
right there.
Chris Bass, I'm sorry, you look a lot older. I thought he was like a 49.
It's because he lives that rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah.
He looks our local established right now.
I've been getting that since I was 19. It's because I started fucking
It's
balding
okay. I
at a
only
young
fucking
age.
created that place.
Only. Would have been nice if you would have trademarked it and then you could have shut it down. No, I mean, how you doing?
I still could.
Bubba looks the youngest.
That's right, because of part neck.
He's 34.
He's man. I'll tell you what, those vitamins they gave him on the Neverland Ranch.
Can't even say, dude, if you're gonna fucking bash me, at least get it the fuck out.
Hey, Junior,
get to the punchline, Terry. Jeez, you're making America look weak, Terry.
Oh yeah, he does, but not.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll bypass that one.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for showing control, Parrish.
You're welcome.
First time
ever. You're welcome, eh?
It'd be funny if we had like an A counter.
Oh, Jesus, how many times have I said it?
Oh, there's too many, Bubba.
I say it all the time.
You can just look in your eyes and be like, "Yep, that's a Canadian."
Okay, but like, what's hilarious though is I always heard this thing about like Canada. They always say a boot, but you guys always say "duh" a lot.
Huh? Fucking hate
yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
"huh" was another one.
Huh?
So
make you sound so fucking retarded.
And you guys pronounce crayon really weird as well.
Crayon?
Crayon. Yep.
How do you pronounce it?
Crayon. Crayon.
Oh.
Crayon.
That's for the elite.
How do you say
Canadian
crying?
elite here?
Like
elitist.
Like, do you say crying and crayon the same way?
Crying.
Then what?
Crayon. That's two different things. Huh?
Yeah.
It actually
Terry,
sounds like you're saying crane, by the way.
They're just racist against us Americans. That's all they are.
Well,
They're racist
We're
against
all white here.
us. Dear Lord.
They've united
Go
against
back to Twitter.
What do you mean go back to Twitter? We're on Twitter.
I know.
And
but
Facebook.
that's what Twitter is. It's like, oh,
Twitch.
he made a joke about somebody. He must be racist towards that. How dare that? How dare that bear take a dump on the
so there's
twig?
nothing
He's
like
racist against a twig.
there's nothing in America that like you guys ever like, oh, I wonder, like you don't have no like you've learned everything in school about America that you know it all.
We don't know it all, but we know more.
Well,
about
it's like
America
you guys
than
don't
most
have no
Americans know about
like me.
Canada.
I had some curious questions, and they were honest. You guys don't have no questions like anything that's random.
All my life, I've questioned the United States of America.
Oh my gosh. You know,
every day.
when
Every
45
day.
gets back in there, I am giving him your number.
45.
You and him are going to have a discussion.
I mean, that's fine.
I would love to.
He's going to make you ambassador to Canada.
Ambassador.
He's going to be like, hey, if you want to
I
go to
just want him to
Canada,
fire me.
you got to go through Mr. Parrish. Mr. Parrish, he knows everything about it.
Hey, man, fake it till you make it. Right?
Right?
Parrish has the best things in Canada. There's nothing any better than Parrish in Canada.
He's like the Mark Zuckerberg of
I
Canada.
got maple syrup too, bitch. What are you gonna do
wait,
about it?
hold on. Don't go away.
He's got that shit behind him.
I want to see the actual bottle.
It's a maple leaf.
It's a maple leaf, Terry. Do you know how cool that is?
It is. We need. Is that actually sold on your shelves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or is that like a?
No, that was actually bought in Banff.
Okay, so we joke around about maple syrup.
That's like normally in every like convenient, like not convenience store, but like shop, like like grocery store and stuff like that. No, but you can buy that in some places.
I could go buy that at a grocery store right now.
I literally saw that at Food Basics just the other day.
Yeah. Okay, Terry, I'll say this. Stuff that is sold in Ontario, which is one side of Canada, isn't always sold in Alberta.
Right. That's
I'm just
true.
telling you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to educate Terry here. Get off my dick, eh?
Have all three of you been to the States?
Yes.
Yes.
At least once.
yeah.
I've wrestled in
I
the
have
States.
family down
Yeah,
there.
I
bro.
know. I understand that, Parrish. It was
Then
more
why did you
so.
ask that question?
It was
Bubba
more
and
so towards Best and Bubba Duke.
Bubba and I live on the
You just said
Michigan
that.
border. It's like 5 minutes for us to get to the States.
Okay. So,
Oh, I forgot to
like
take the
what?
picture.
I've gone to 7 American baseball stadiums, by the way.
Good for you, dude.
That's
That's
pretty cool.
awesome. I've been
So,
to
like-
the KC one.
And one of them
Sorry.
does not exist anymore. Actually, 2 of them do not exist anymore.
Yeah, because you went there.
What
and
is something that America does better than Canada?
you suck dick.
Food wise, anything like that?
Oh man, no. Okay. Food wise, when I go and shop their cereal aisle, your cereal aisle is like next level, and I am fucking
Yes.
unreal. But you guys know how to be the fat man better than anybody, and I respect that.
Going into an
Linda.
American grocery store, there is far
Even though
more
you guys got-
selection than what we have.
I will say this: you guys can fat man better than anybody, but you still need lessons to learn on what you can do with bacon. I will say that.
You can put bacon on anything.
Canadian bacon. Listen, I go to your cereal aisle and it's like I have an encounter with Jesus himself. I literally turn the corner and all I hear is
What's your most favorite American cereal that you've had tried? All of it?
You know
You
what's
guys-
funny? Here's something I'll tell you. Corn Pops is different in the United States than they are in Canada.
completely different.
Yeah.
They are balls in Canada, and in the States, they look like
Corn
HGH grown sugar crisps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks crazy.
You guys got Cinnamon Toast Crunch there?
Yeah,
Yes, we
and
do.
It's the best. So here's something I'll say. Have you've easily have had Rice Krispie squares, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried using other cereals than Rice Krispies?
Yeah. Fruity
Cinnamon
Pebbles.
Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes are the best.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
I got a weed dispensary up here who will put any fucking cereal you want together and throw a bunch of THC oil in it and that's all you need it. I've had
wrestled
the,
THC.
Frosted Flakes ones. I've had the Cocoa Pop ones. They're delicious. And you
Cocoa Pops and like Fruity Pebbles. Like
Okay,
Fruity
so-
Pebbles is pretty solid.
Fruity Pebbles is pretty sick. in the
Yeah,
States,
it's
All right.
Okay, so
Best has one. Let's hear it, Best. He's pumped. He was rubbing his hands and everything.
I heard THC and my fucking ears just perked right up,
Let's
and I'm like,
go.
you got to come here to Canada and have an edible, my man.
Well,
We
Here's
go
the
to
thing.
Michigan.
I would love
Are they
to,
different?
but
Terry, you got to come to Canada and actually drink beer.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't like beer. Period. I drink
No,
hard,
but
hard alcohol.
okay, one Grey Goose is probably better than anything in that category.
Yeah.
If
it smells like beer,
but local, like craft beer is next level. It's different.
Oh, yeah.
It's a game changer, man.
Oh wait, Grey Goose is something different where you guys are from, right? Because it's
Dude,
vodka
Grey Goose
here.
is Canadian.
We have vodka Grey Goose here.
Yeah, Grey Goose is Canadian.
Oh, so Grey Goose is from Canada.
Yeah,
and it is a vodka company.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because sometimes
Just
they have
Red Bull, it's
like
Canadian,
Chicago
but
has an
they-
IPA called Grey Goose too, and it's disgusting. But I think all IPAs are gross.
Then you really have to come to Canada because we will change.
I've been
your
to
mind.
Canada. I've drank in Canada. I've been to your
Okay,
strip
but you got to
clubs
come
at
with me
18
though.
in
You got to
Canada.
come with me. Come with me then.
any of you, like I said, I'm
I'm
not
Uncle
good with
Cracker. Follow me and everything is all right.
Oh Jesus Christ, Uncle Cracker! Are you shitting me?
You didn't think it, but I could do it.
Hey, funny thing.
I am white. I must be.
Okay, what's your most embarrassing concert you guys have ever been to?
Godsmack Metallica combined. Easy.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, like
No. Oh, you said embarrassed. Sorry, I'm just like best concert. Yeah. Like
no, not best, not best. What's the one
Oh.
that you don't really want people to know that you went and seen that band? You might have went and seen it because of a girl, or because it was just popular at the time.
I went and seen POD and a bunch of Christian bands before POD went mainstream. Only because I wanted to bang the chick.
Christian rock is solid though. If you really do your homework on it though. So,
here's the
there's a
thing,
lot of
I
good
have-
Christian rock bands.
Yeah, but if your goal is to plow the date that you went with, it's not very Christian.
I never said I was.
Hey.
No, I was going against what Parrish was saying.
Oh, yeah.
But really, they say masturbation isn't Christian, but Christian did come out to a song that says "At last you're on your own." So who knows?
With every excrete, you're just murdering
Everything is
women.
wrestling. So go.
You're just like I was a genocidal maniac back when I was 13 to 16. I was just
I was a
murdering
Sega
every
Genesis.
tug.
I was killing the kids, man.
Chris Best, are you glad you joined us for this conversation?
Yeah, I just wanted to get out there and socialize a little bit. So I'm
Well, let's hear your most embarrassing.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm gonna say I went to go see a Canadian country band named Doc Walker just because I was with my army buddies and I just wanted to go and socialize.
Doc Walker.
So it wasn't.
Jesus frick, I haven't heard about
Did you
them in a
enjoy
while.
the show though?
Actually, I enjoyed 2, maybe 3 songs of theirs, but the rest of their songs could just fuck off,
Oh, they were trash, bro.
Yeah.
Mine would be. You guys remember the band Live?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went with
Lightning Crashes, I Alone. Good songs.
Okay. So
Overcome
the
is a
first
good one
reason I
too.
went was because of a girl.
Really good song.
Second reason I went because Local H was opening for them, and I always wanted to see Local H.
Mhm.
So I go to the
Fast and Furious, by the way.
yeah.
Which one?
I go to the show. Local H is up there. They have an amazing set. It's really good. I'm like, oh, this is great. Then Live hits the stage. And I'm sitting there and watching them. I'm like, okay, they got a couple good songs. Well, they do their first break. And the lead singer starts talking about how he has this imaginary ball of energy. And he just wants everybody to give all their positive thoughts. Just shoot it into this ball, and he was going to throw it out to the crowd. And he wanted the crowd to throw it back to him. So I'm sitting there wondering, why am I watching a guy throw an imaginary ball full of good feelings back and forth to a crowd? And the crowd is doing this. people are acting like they're catching this thing and throwing it back to him. And I look over at the girl that I went with, and she is crying. She's like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And in my head, I clicked off, and I went, this is the most annoying thing I've ever seen. And the fact that you're getting so emotional about this shows me you might be the dumbest person I've ever met. And I think I'm going to take you home right after this.
Yeah, and not to have fun.
It was,
Get out, walk to the door, bitch.
oh man, if it wasn't for Local H, I would have Kurt Cobained myself in the middle of that room. That was
So
I still say he didn't do it.
You want to hear a funny story?
I mean, it's coming from you, so it's got to be.
The first time I got with my wife was because of Buff Bagwell.
Shut up.
So
Let's hear it.
the local company that I was working with brought in Buff Bagwell for a show, which I thought was so random because the promoter ad is cheaper than the Jewish community.
Wow, racist.
No, that's cheap.
Can you just move on?
Yes,
yep.
The Jewish community knows how to save money. I respect that. They're frugal. This guy's cheap. See, I can turn that around. Anyway, they bring him in, and this was I was just dating my now wife at the time, and she thought he was hot as F.
Yep.
And yeah, I then went to the back and I'm like, hey, my girlfriend, who I'm trying to, thinks you're hot. Can you like help me out? And he did. So like I'm not gonna say it because it's not necessarily proven logic, but I think that's how and when he inspired to be a gigolo was when I did that. So I'm gonna I'm not gonna take credit, but I am gonna put it out there.
So you're the one who turned Buff into the man whore.
I use Buff stuff to get my wife's book.
I will say Buff Bagwell is still one of my favorite conversations I've ever had. That dude, I honestly think that he gets overlooked a lot, and maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. I don't know, but all I know is that when I was watching wrestling when he was in WCW, Buff Bagwell was one of my favorite guys out there. He just, to me, he understood the entertainment side of wrestling, and even though a lot of people I know don't like the storyline where he broke his neck and all that with him and Steiner and all that stuff, I thought it was done.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Dude, and it was so cool because when he sat down and I seen him on the cam, he had that fucking hat on.
Yeah. That's his trademark, man. Like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. And it's
oh dear God, why are you looking at
it's
why?
Why you gotta show us wieners, dude?
Authenticated.
Yeah.
God,
His
Bubba
wiener's
Duke.
been authenticated.
Bubba Duke is like, hey guys, come on here and let's have some fun. I'm gonna show you some wieners. And we're like, what?
Let's
Bubba?
talk about dicks, man. Let's talk about some
So Buff Bagwell is now living at DDP's house, getting himself back in shape. And him and Scotty Riggs are doing it together, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some video. They want to kill each other sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
you would have to think that going through something like that and then trying to rebuild yourself, you're going to have some ups and downs. And
out of curiosity, when are we going to see DDP, the reality show? And it's just like when he brings in wrestlers, it's just like that story. It sounds like it could be a thing.
You do it.
It's better than Hogan Knows Best. It has to be.
Oh, hands down, it would be.
It'd probably be like that one show, Celebrity Rehab or whatever it was.
I was thinking of like the WWE one, Legends House.
Oh God, that was a show that if you haven't watched, go back and check that out because wow,
that was
old-
a shit show. That is one that you just that's like a guilty pleasure shit show that you would watch.
Yeah.
Please, dude. That's like watching a train or a car wreck, driving by, and you just like you shouldn't look, but you're looking. You're like,
well,
you
guys
no,
really
exactly.
fucking die?
It's but that's the thing. A train, like the whole analogy of a train wreck, is something that's so bad that you can't help but not watch. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So like that's the thing. It was so bad, but you just can't stop watching it for when you're hammered or you're hungover and you're putting on the TV. Legends House was pretty fucking good.
Well, if you like Legends
when
House,
Roddy Piper has to be the one who's the level-headed one in the house, you know the show is a train fucking wreck.
So here's something about Roddy Piper. I was never a Roddy Piper guy. Never. Right?
Mhm.
I had the opportunity to meet him once in my life.
I did meet him once.
And even then, it was just like, hey, it was cool. I met Roddy Piper. It was fucking awesome. The guy was amazing. The more stuff I watch him away from the ring, the more makes me want to watch him in the ring. And the more I watch him in the ring, because he's always like, we all have that one guy we just always bypassed. And it was never anybody's fault. You just always bypass that person, or you always took for granted. Roddy Piper and The Rock, legitimately, well, they're those two guys for me. But Roddy Piper is like, I know I'm late to the party on this, but he's truly one of the greatest of all time.
I literally told Piper that when I met him, that it was him that got me into wrestling.
He legitimately, he was legitimately one of the greatest voices for professional wrestling outside of the ring.
Oh,
when wrestling needed voices that helped legitimize it, he was by far one of the best guys. He was the ambassador for legitimizing pro wrestling in the 80s and 90s when they needed it, especially when WWF needed it.
Did you see when he went off on Bill Maher when Bill Maher asked the "Is it fake?" question?
Yep, and he showed him like his ass and whatnot. His ass. Yeah.
Medusa was like, no.
And like Medusa's like as badass as you get. She is.
Yeah, she is.
If you want to talk about women that aren't as valued in the sense of like, she was easily before her time. 100%.
Oh fuck yeah!
Who said what's good, boys? For Facebook user here.
That was me. Oh, I don't know.
Let me pop on.
Anyway, yeah, Roddy was a pretty cool guy. I finally got to watch the movie they shot here. It's on a streaming service I have.
I was in that movie, Bubba.
I know you were. I seen you.
That's how I met. That's how I met him.
I know. I was supposed to be there, but I got called to the mine. They were having issues, and I had to go fucking deal with that shit.
Terry, that's mine with an N, not with an N.
Who was trapped in a box? Who'd you have to get out?
No, there was what was going on was they were pouring the gold into bars, making gold bars, and the head of security, which was me at the time, had to be there. So yeah. So I got called into work that week. I was supposed to be in the background with Chris Best and all the boys from the Sioux here. But that's
You
okay.
guys,
Oh yeah,
It was
like
fun.
literally all of our local boys were in that show or in that movie.
Can you guys believe that this was an actual WWE merchandise, official merchandise?
I mean, I can't even tell what that
lighter?
is.
It's a giant lighter. It's Roddy Piper. It's a Roddy
Dude,
Piper
that's
lighter.
cool.
It's giant.
But it produces
still
a really tiny ass flame.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Listen, Not everything has to produce huge things, man. Okay.
Oh,
Jesus.
I mean,
at that
it doesn't
Chicago,
hurt if it does, though.
at that Chicago WrestleMania that you were talking about, Parrish, my cousin that went, he lost his lighter, and this is what they were selling. So he bought this for $22.
So one of the best stories I have from WrestleMania 22 has nothing to do with the show. It actually was in the row, in 2 rows in front of us, and it basically felt like in front of us because nobody was actually in the row in front of us. There was a couple, and at first they seemed fine, but then about half hour in, you start seeing the girl not being interested at all, but the guy is like locked in the zone.
Uh-oh.
About an hour and a half in, you have 100% investment from the guy and negative 100% investment from the girl. And you knew right away this was not a good idea for the couple.
Well, you find out real quick.
They didn't even last to the Money in the Bank match, which was won by Rob Van Dam, by the way. She left.
Did he even notice?
He did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Wasn't that match like the second match on the show?
Yep.
We need to applaud this man for standing his ground. Way to go, buddy.
Same thing happened when I saw Anthony Jeselnik about 6 months ago. Not a lot of people know his comedy. And, well, first joke count comes in. And, well, it was, let's just say that he compared people with needs to pregnant women. And if you did not know what you're getting yourself into, you definitely did not like it. And there was a couple in the row above us, in front of us, because we were like 12th row. And she's like, I'm leaving. And then she's like, I don't know what you're going to do. And he's just like, I'm staying. I bought the tickets because I want to be at the show. I thought this was fun because you always wanted to say we needed to do things together. And you can't even support me on things I like. And this was in a casino. He's like, please, go try your luck at the slot machine. And he just stayed. And I'm just like, that's my idol, man.
That's incredible.
False. Bill Burr, in a nutshell, is my idol. But this guy, mad respect.
Bill Burr is definitely one of the top comedians out there. He's a funny dude. But I do like Anthony Jeselnik. I think he's on leaps and bounds above a lot of comedians out there. And
I think he's the smartest comedian of all time.
I could definitely kind of agree with you on that one. The way he delivers justice in his shows is very poetic. I mean, the dude knows how to get under people's skin just by using words.
He not only does that, he not only knows how to piss people off, but he's also good enough not to get canceled, not to get anything like that during all these times where it was fun to bring people down and it was the cool thing. It was the fad to shit on people and like kill their life almost without actually ending it. He might, I honestly think he is the standard of comedians in the 2020s and will go down as one of the greatest of all time because of that. And how ironic it is that he got his big break roasting Donald Trump.
Yeah, he did. He was on that Trump roast. Terry, who's your favorite comedians out there?
Mine?
Yeah, you'd be Terry.
Welcome to the show, Terry. Thanks for showing up. Come on in.
Hey,
It's okay. I be 6,
I
you be
was
9. It's okay.
taking Bubba's. But no, my favorite comedian is like Dane Cook.
Okay.
And Chris Porter, which he's not. He has some specials on Netflix. I went and seen him at our local comedy club.
Is that guy? Was he from Jackass, or is that a different guy?
That's a different guy.
Okay.
You're thinking of Chris Pontius.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I
don't know all CPs, even though I am one.
Chris Porter's been around for a while, but he has some specials on Netflix. You should check him out. He has a lot of dry humor. Not really dry humor, but it relates to just growing up. There's a lot of like stories and stuff like what other comedians have. That's about it.
Yeah. What about you, Best?
Oh, geez. I, too, still enjoy some Dane Cook. Bill Burr is another one I'm really finding myself enjoying a lot of now. Because he speaks a lot of truths, in my opinion, in some cases. I know Parrish won't agree with this one, but I do like Brent Butt. He's a Canadian comedian. Just because he has a...
I don't hate him. I just think...
You don't like his show.
I think Canadian TVs are stupid.
Yeah.
They're funny for Canadians, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
Jerry D is where it's at for Canadian comedians.
Oh, yeah, he's hilarious, too. But for old school comedians, I always go back to Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Filthiest comedian on the planet.
Yep.
Yeah, he was great. He was definitely
I loved how his stand-up and doing Full House was complete night and day.
Yeah. I did too. I liked a lot of the other shows that he was on when he was on Entourage and all that.
Yeah.
I just liked how they let him be him, and he's just a funny fucker.
Well, I think that was why Entourage was such a good show, because you saw so many actors themselves, but it was done in a entertaining way. It didn't show them as assholes or like people who were offensive in whatever way. They were shown as people that like brought something to a show or to a scene. And Bob Saget was just hilarious because he gives you fruit and he sees that there's like multiple young women just having a good time at the house and just like, yeah, I'm your neighbor. If you want to have a good time, like, just know that, I'm into this.
Yeah, they were fictionalized versions of themselves.
Yeah, it was a good show, and bringing people in like that and letting you see into them. Bubba Duke, what about you?
I'm kind of old school. I like the black and white comedy stuff. I thought was pretty funny.
Like Charlie Chaplin?
Like what? What? One of the goddamn
Charlie Chaplin. He was
Chaplin,
right?
Yeah, Chaplin's cool. I'd even go.
Okay, do you want all the Three Stooges at a separate time, or can you stay with the program when we say three? Okay.
I actually watched quite a bit of the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh, that show is actually pretty funny.
Black and white shit, that's funny as hell. Fuck, who is he? I was just thinking of him. Hold on.
Archie Bunker, All in the Family was hilarious.
That was, yeah.
Jeff
I wish they
Benny.
could show that shit.
Laurel and Hardy.
Tony Hancock.
Benton Costello.
Steve Allen.
We're trying to help you out, bud.
I'm
Johnny Carson.
Carson was funny as shit. Yeah, I actually did a local TV show here and the guy had a autographed picture of Johnny Carson on set in the background.
That's pretty
It was
awesome.
fucking cool.
Coco the Clown.
Brutal.
He's only just black and white.
Can't remember. Fuck, now my brain's gone. Whatever. I'm buzzed. I can't remember shit.
Well, I'll go with mine. Right now, my tops are William Montgomery, David Lucas, Casey Rocket, Tom Segura. I still love anything George Carlin did.
I've got George Carlin's autobiography for Christmas for my sister, and it's a
that's
fantastic read.
Oh, I bet it is. I mean, that dude went to jail for words. He was I think guys like him set the mold for guys like you, like Parrish, just Nick, with being so quick at things, and being able to take your time and absorb what people are saying, and then be able to murk them with just words and opinions. And like the guys that I really like William Montgomery, he's more of a what I call a silly goose time, because he will come out and he will say things like, "Hey, I'm sponsored by this brand," and he'll be like, "Yeah, they just paid me $6 million to talk about him," and then the next time you see him, he'll be like, "No, they let me go because of something I said." And then they'll be like, "Are you even telling us the truth?" He's like, "No, I'm fucking lying about this whole thing." And it's like the fans, they buy into it because he can be so believable about shit. And I mean, there's so many guys on Kill Tony right now that are just fucking hilarious guys. And shows like that bring so many people who don't get that chance to get on a stage and say their jokes. You find a lot of diamonds in the rough on that show.
Mm-hmm.
A comedian I really
Oh, there's
liked.
Belushi. Jim Belushi's brother.
Oh, John
Belushi. Those guys, like the Blues Brothers, the original Saturday Night Live guys. Those guys kill me to this day.
I mean, like,
absolutely kill me.
Jim Carrey's comedics were really funny.
Jim Carrey on Living Color.
Yeah.
He was just gold on that.
Yeah.
That's like what's his name?
Like,
I think the guy's an idiot now. He played Elf.
He played the puppet?
No, the green idiot Anchorman. Fuck, I can't remember his name. But when he was on Saturday Night Live, he was hilarious. And then he started doing movies.
No. Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fruitcake.
Oh, Elf. We thought you said
Elf.
Alf as in the little alien from the 80s.
Yeah, I thought you said Alf.
Yeah.
From the 80s sitcom. The fucking puppet.
Elf.
Yeah. You said
never
Elf.
seen
We're
Elf?
all thinking Elf.
I'm drunk, okay?
Can you say elf?
Shut up.
Okay, no, okay,
Anyway.
they're two
But
Canadians saw the
dude,
differences
there's
too,
really a
Gary.
show called Alf.
Yeah.
I knew about Elf. I used to have the fucking stuffy of him.
I just
The
had
little
a
alien dude. He'd eat
What
kitty
did you do with
cats.
that stuffy of Alf?
Scared the shit out of my cat with it all the time. That's what I did.
Scared pussy with Alf, huh?
Yeah, still do to this
That
day,
looks like
bro.
a Boston
Well, I mean-
Bruins blanket, by the way.
I mean, Alf's thing was he
Is it?
wanted to eat the pet cat, so
He did. And the dad of that show wanted to eat as many drugs as possible and take really erotic photos.
Right.
So,
But anyway,
Yep.
so Will Ferrell as the SNL, yes. As soon as he started doing movies, I hate the guy. Can't.
I
stand him. It just
didn't
feels forced.
mind Will Ferrell in Old School, but that's also because he wasn't exactly the main character of that movie.
Still can't do it because he's in it.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally had a girl take me on a date. She's like, oh, we're gonna go watch a movie. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go watch a movie. Didn't ask, didn't nothing. Sat down. Will Ferrell's on my screen. I'm like, is this movie got this guy in it? Like, is this guy the main? The girl's like, oh yeah, I love Will Ferrell. I go, good, because you're not dating me. Fuck you. And I got out and walked away. Got up and walked out. I was like, I ain't want. No, I can't. No,
Will
I'm not doing a
Ferrell's
movie with this
not
guy.
that bad.
Talladega Nights was a good movie.
I just had.
Really?
I would rather eat the corn out of my own shit than watch that guy in a movie. Hands down. And I will do it. I don't care. I hate him in movies.
That's aggressive.
I just had a glitch in 2K24. Makes me mad. It made me fail. Bokester had a team with Austin Theory. That I didn't know who I was facing. I was facing the Viking Raiders, which they come out with. What's the freaking woman's name? Valhalla.
Yeah.
So she's at ringside, and occasionally the managers can go up and take up the turnbuckle or just distract you, whatever. Anyway, in the match, I go over. I get supposed to just win by pinfall or submission, or it says by pinfall. So I go over to the other, the illegal member of them to knock them off the apron so I can do my finishing. Well, the legal partner was crawling to do a hot tag. I knocked over the one at the same time. Valhalla got up on the apron. I think she was going to go and take off the turnbuckle, but he hot tags Valhalla, which I don't even know how it's possible. She gets in the ring for just a second, then hops back out of the ring, and I'm like, this has to be messed up. So I'm pulling in Eric. Both the members of the Vikings are on the corner, like just standing there. I'm like, get in here. I need a pin you. Valhalla's standing out there. The ref's starting to count out. And I'm like, can I bring her in? It wouldn't let me target her. So it counted 10, and I lost because I had a pinfall Viking Raider, and somehow he hot tagged the manager.
That is hilarious.
Like, well, great.
Only you, dude.
So, yeah. Well, actually, the game froze up on me once when I was doing a War Games match the other night.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But no, the weirdest thing I had happen to me in 2K24 so far was I'm doing the WrestleMania showcase on one of my shows there. And the first match was Ricky Steamboat versus the Macho Man. And Miss Elizabeth kept on trying to interfere. I'm like, when in the hell has Miss Elizabeth ever fucking done that?
It's a new Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, she's never once done that, except for maybe when she turned heel in WCW.
She's come back to life, and she's realized if I wanted Macho Man to do more, I have to do this.
I would say that.
Like she was getting up and ripping off the turnbuckles and everything like that. I'm like, that's not what Miss Elizabeth would do.
I've been playing the game since yesterday, and the only thing I dislike about it is you only get pretty much 3 hits with a steel chair. And then all of a sudden the chair is like completely destroyed. You can't use it anymore. Besides dumping someone on it. Other than that.
I love the fact that you can take a chair and literally throw it at your opponent's head.
Yeah,
now.
I like that.
I love
like that they did that. To me, that's a nod to Sabu.
Yeah.
He's the one who made the chair throw famous.
Fuck yeah.
But I would say
did that recently. That was fantastic. Like somebody in WWE did that recently, and it was fantastic.
I can't remember.
Was that KO?
It maybe.
I feel like it would have been him.
But it legitimately was like within the last 2 weeks.
Are you? Well, there's one person that launched the actual announcer chair.
Yeah, that was Braun Strowman to Roman Reigns, and that was probably the best. Because anybody who decided to like do the Windows startup to the Windows ending meme that came with that spot is a genius.
New Day did that to Imperium just their last street fight. They threw the not Corey Graves, Pat McAfee's chair at Ludwig or Giovanni.
It wasn't an announcer chair. I thought it like maybe happened in an elimination chamber. I could be wrong. I don't sleep a lot anymore, so everything's like like
sleep is for
the last week. May have been like 3 days for me.
No, but I would say that overall the gameplay so far is spectacular. I love the level of difficulty in the My Rise. I like the story that they put you in with the My Rise. It's been fun.
The one thing I'm really enjoying about it is the AI is not fucking stupid.
Yeah, that is great.
I just noticed they did fix something in tag teams that people were complaining about in 2K23 because AI, like it seemed like anytime that you wanted a pin, you had to knock down the other member before you could pin, or they'd always run in. But it looks like now they do that once, and then they get a debuff on their thing. Each of the members that came in, a legal man came in, where they can't come in again unless they have been tagged in. So once you tag them, that debuff goes away. So the next time they can run in.
They can actually run in.
Old NWA rules in tag matches gave you one breakup in a match, where you were allowed one interrupted breakup of a pinfall a match. If you did it a second time, you were disqualified.
That sounds cool.
I would love it if they brought that back and taught the viewers in the right way tag team wrestling using rules like that actually emphasize the importance of tag team wrestling. Because I thought, like, okay, you had the revival. This was perfect. They're as closest as the NWA as you ever will be.
Now, Best and Terry, since you guys have been playing through it, are you guys annoyed with the slow counting of the refs?
Oh, yeah. It takes forever for them to get. They run around you like in a circle, and then they drop down. It's like, what in the world are you doing? Get down here!
It like takes them so much extra to get to the position to make the count.
Yeah,
that's literally been a problem though since like 2K22 at least.
You would have thought they would have worked on it.
Yeah, that does drive me crazy because and the one time I actually was close enough where you have to hit circle to do rope break, and it actually moves your hand. And the ref was out of position, which that happens in real life. But I'm like, holy crap, the ref wasn't like where he could see my hand on the rope. I was actually grabbing it, and so
still counted you down for the 3.
Yeah.
One thing I don't see in the game that I really want to see in tag team wrestling, I want to see the tag rope like as a visual thing.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So Parrish, you were talking about old NWA tag team rules. Another thing they used to do is they used to have 2 referees for tag team matches. They'd have one on the outside, one in the ring, one inside the ring, and that'd be something I think would be kind of cool to see again.
I actually think I have a picture of old NWA rules on my phone. I do.
Yeah, there's a
what's that? That's miles on what?
So, look at the numbers. 8,
I know, but
6,
is that on your? That's on your vehicle.
8675309.
Bubba.
What? Oh, shut up. That's my buddy's Western Star. It just rolled to that, so he took a picture of it and sent it to me. Here, little fart, you'll get this.
Man, I ordered my Mountain Dew with not ice.
Bubba Duke's smile has depleted from his face. It's immigrated to another country.
Yeah, the States.
He said it with such disdain.
Meanwhile.
So I see that buff you're talking about, Terry, because I'm playing a Survivor Series match that I created. And George Animal Steel tried to interfere on me, and now he can't do it again.
Yep.
See? No, it's been a stellar game so far.
Yeah.
And really just they really stepped their game up with this one, and it's been a real fun playthrough so far.
One of my favorite things too is I did a special referee match the other day, and I picked Charles Robinson, and the announcers literally bashed the shit out of Charles Robinson because you picked an actual referee as opposed to a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's actually awesome.
If you do that again, best record that shit.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I more than likely will. I just wanted to see what special referee was like, and I'm like, oh, Charles Robinson, I'll play as him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick guest referee, but I'm gonna pick an actual referee. Like that is hilarious in itself.
Yeah.
But then when the announcers crap on the actual referee, and like they're probably not saying it by name, they're just probably saying
no, they're like this guy. I can't believe that this guy is the referee. Why didn't you know?
What happens if you pick like Jessica Carr? Are they just gonna crap on her?
Oh,
that's something I gotta try.
Man, you guys might have found a loophole in the game system where they're just gonna bash people.
Hey, sometimes when it's just Parrish and I talking, and Parrish is like, "Hey, I wonder how this match would go," I'd load up 2K23 and just be like, "Okay, let's play the match, see how it goes." Or set it to spectate, you know, so that
the
to let
fans
the
know.
AI fight each other.
Yeah, and if the fans are wondering, Chris Best, you're doing a watch along to the WrestleManias, right? For sure.
Yeah, I am doing a WrestleMania night 1, night 2 watch along.
Now I know Terry has been bringing up to me and Bubba, and I think he said something to you, Best, about it. But a week or two before WrestleMania, he wants to do the cards and do a simulated run through, and then have us come on there and commentate it. Am I correct, Terry?
Yeah, commentate, and then basically commentate, and then whatever the outcome might be, say, hey, do we think this might actually happen at Mania? This outcome, or is this fantasy?
Okay,
type thing.
I have a thing now that I'm going to propose.
We all have things.
I know we do, but I'm going to propose my thing.
Bubba, you still have your thing? Well, don't pull it out, Bubba. We don't need to see your hog nose.
Okay, when you look at it, notice.
Dude, I can actually see it now. I've lost enough weight that I can actually see it again.
Hey, congratulations, Bubba.
Dude, the first time I looked down, I was like, bro, you're still there.
It's nice that you can see it. Now you just have to make sure other people can.
So until you got to see it again, you were under the impression it might not be there anymore?
I thought it left me, dude.
He was just like, I'm fucking done with this shit, man.
He's like, wait. It's like my thing is like a kid at 18. They move out, right? He's trying so hard not to laugh at that right now, but he knows it's funny.
He's sitting there being like, why do they keep fucking with me, man?
But
it's okay. I don't care.
With GM mode in WWE, Best, Terry, why don't we do a GM mode?
I would do that.
3-way GM mode.
There's actually 4. You could do 4-way.
Ooh.
How would that work though with me being on a different system?
No, you two guys on the bottom are both on the piece of shit system.
Yeah, that's why they're on the bottom.
Yeah.
Got a piece of shit system.
Well, it would be one of these things where I would have to. Oh no, that ain't gonna work.
Isn't the game compatible to both though?
Yeah, isn't there?
It's not cross-platform.
Well, that seems like a fucking swing and a miss. Why wouldn't you make them cross platforms?
I'm sure that's going to happen in a future update.
It will. It's just they got
I
to
need
get
it
them
now,
all
Chris
both.
Best. It's my WWE 2K24, and I want it now.
Simmer down, Tiger.
Tiger Woods. That motherfucker could have hit a golf ball.
He could hit a lot more than a golf ball.
They made some changes to GM mode. One thing they added was that you can do trades.
Excuse me.
You can trade.
Awesome.
You can do trades after every pay-per-view. You can also not just trade people, but if you wanted to trade for some cash, you can.
Oh man, this is anything goes on that is fantastic. Because in just like on the product, they're finally doing the GM stuff right on the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about time that the video game follows suit too.
Hey, Bess, have you played the undisputed title portion of it?
You mean the My Rise?
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm doing that after I finish the road 40 years of WrestleMania. I'm also going to be doing that on my channel as well. So
okay, cool. Terry, you've played that, right?
Yes, I'm probably almost finished with the Undisputed.
Okay.
At least one playthrough of it.
Now, The Miz, is he your GM?
Yeah.
On SmackDown there?
Yeah.
How did you like that?
It was interesting. I like how they make it original. Because back when they made SmackDowns, they kind of redid storylines that happened in the past a little bit, like very similar. And this is like somewhat original. Like, okay, had some funny. I mean, they've had The Miz, they have William Regal, and then they had, and they also, like I said, when you play through, they actually have certain spots where it branches off.
Yeah.
So it tells you that, hey, when you pick, this is branching off, you won't be able to see anything that happens on this other path. You'd have to play through this game again and choose that.
Yeah. It's got a cool, like, choose your own destiny feature.
Go finish off there.
I've noticed it twice. Like I said, I'm getting close to Roman Reigns' level. I'm like 3 years. I mean, they kind of speed it up, as in like how the years go. So you don't play out the whole year. It's just kind of like, oh, you're at 3 years of being the champion. So I'm getting close to. It's saying I'm getting close to Roman Reigns' thing, which I think probably at the end you're gonna be facing Roman, but I don't know. I ended up having like a slight heel turn the way what choices I made, which I didn't mean to. It just happened that way. Well, to keep track of which path I took, I chose the top option. I didn't really I could pick one or two. I wanted to make sure I picked the top two, because then the next time I play through, I know I didn't do the ones at the bottom, or I did the first one. So
I would assume that if you're going to do a 3-year title reign and still be babyface throughout, that's impressive.
Right?
Yeah.
There is no way somebody can hold a title for 3 years and you don't have people just hating on you for just the simple fact that you're good.
And
I was going to say, well, Hogan did it, but Hogan did have his detractors during his run.
But what I was going to ask is, if you can pluck somebody from the current day WWE roster to be a general manager and to be a good one, because like we can say like William Regal is a good one. So to be on that level, because I'm going to put William Regal as the level to be at from the current day WWE roster, who do we pick?
Now, before we pick, I need to ask, so I have stipulations in what I did. Are we going for like overall goodness for wrestling as a whole, or are we going for entertainment? Who we think will be more entertaining?
Anybody that we think is perceived to be a good GM, whether it's done through decisions, how we handle people, just a good all-around general manager. I'll give you an example. William Regal is a great NXT manager or general manager. Ava Raine is a not good NXT general manager.
Okay. Okay.
What we want is somebody that we can, if you can watch on screen and you can respect. Like, there's been general managers in WWE that we can just say they're bad, they're stupid. WWE needs to get rid of the general manager stuff. But then we get into the Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis area, and we're just like, oh no, this can be good. This does have legs on it. When it's done,
we're picking from the active roster today.
Active roster, because I think that's more entertaining to do.
Okay, I know my pick.
Good. My pick would not be like a permanent GM. It would be something they did on this game that I ran through the story with. It was temporary because of the GM couldn't come, so there was a temporary GM. I think it would be funny to see on TV.
Okay.
And they would be
R-Truth.
Okay. I can get along with that one. Okay. That would be a funny GM. He would be entertaining too. I think he would put together some good matches for us.
Can you imagine if he was a part of the winning if they had a Survivor Series match like they did back in 2004 and the winning team got to do GM for 1 week and R-Truth was on that winning team?
That would be fantastic. I'm going the one I would pick for entertainment value, and I think somebody who would put together some really cool matches, and it would cause a lot of tension that they were the GM, would be our boy L.A. Knight. You throw him on there, he's gonna give controversy, and plus, if he gives somebody a title shot, somebody's gonna come back at him and be like, "Why the fuck you give him the title shot?" And then we could possibly have a GM being in the ring. I think it'd be a fun time. And Chris Parrish, you cannot make disgusted faces with people's picks.
No. It wasn't the pick. It was the way you did the LA Knight thing. It looked like LA to you, but to us it wasn't. So it was
there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was the only thing.
Sorry. I did it right though on my end.
I know.
I can't help it. I'm just the man in the mirror.
Hey, I did the acknowledgement.
Oh wait. Did I trigger you, Bubba?
For what?
I said I was the man in the mirror, and I know Neverland Ranch is a sore subject for you.
So
that was a long loop to go back to that.
I would put Natalia because you're not doing much with her. Really.
Natalia?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to give us a little natty GM, huh?
Oh, God, I would give her more than just... Never mind.
Whoa,
Anyway.
Whoa. He didn't say what GM would want to bang. He said which one would be more entertaining for the crowd and all.
Make Tyson sit in the corner?
What about John Cena as a GM?
I wouldn't be able to see him, though.
Exactly my point.
Whoa, that was aggressive.
How would I know if there's a GM if I can't see him?
Then there's no rules.
Decisions.
Then he'd be the anonymous GM.
So, like,
how do we know he wasn't?
Okay. Me personally, if I was going to go with, like, a female, like, if I'm going to pick somebody, like, as close to Stephanie McMahon on the main roster, I'm easily going Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Because she just commands that attention and she overrides anybody. Someone who I think could be very politically down the middle could be Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
But one guy who I think for television's sake would just bring the action and be great, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
He'd probably poop in someone's duffel bag and blame it on somebody else.
I hope he does.
That's one of my favorite Randy Orton stories ever.
I say Paul Heyman.
Well, just because he's my pick is just because he's good on the mic, but not so much in the ring. The Miz. I really think that the Miz would know how to hype a crowd up.
Wait till you play. Wait till you play.
There must be no sun where you are because you just brought us 100% shade on Mike Zanin right now.
Yeah,
that is horrific.
Well, I mean, honestly, once you play this spot in the game, it's so cool how they have a whole thing with the Miz where he's trying to make SmackDown must see TV. He's trying to get it bigger than Raw in the storyline. And they
I
have
hope
like
he's
so
on
many.
Raw when he does that.
No, he's on SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's and like when you go into the conference rooms and stuff and like backstage stuff and you see like a little vignette with where the Miz is talking, if you look at the back on the like whiteboards and things like that, it'll say like things like how do we get more viewers than Raw and things like that. And it's just kind of cool little things that they added into it to give Miz more of a legitimate appeal to being a GM. It's kind of cool the way they're doing it.
And they had callbacks from 2K23, some of the returning characters.
Yeah.
Like the actual person that you play in the women's in 2K23, because they had like the men's and the women's.
Oh,
the
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
The woman one, you play them.
Yeah.
I didn't see the guy. Well, they bring up the lock in it. At least in my part of the story, I did. They brought up the lock. It has some of the people from like the random NPC wrestlers or whatever. A lot of them are returning.
Have you done my GM on the game yet?
No, I haven't even touched it yet. I read about it. Watched the video of like the new stuff. That's what I was telling you about that happened. But
I'm curious, like the names of like the developmental talent that you can sign, because 2K23 had some good names.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I haven't messed with the GM.
Like, to me, that's one of the best features of the game is the be a GM.
So, Parrish, are you wanting to do the type of show that you did before?
I would love to do my GM as a show again.
Okay, that's
like,
what I was
would
wondering.
love to. I think when you compete with people, like my GM, like to me, like I love personally, like I love putting things together and seeing how it stacks up to other people when they do the same thing. And I think be a GM is the best way of doing that.
I mean, because you
When
can't
go
really
to,
play
like,
on
matches. That's all like, can you like
how
this is a controlling aspect you are.
I've only played my GM against one other person. That was my buddy Josh, not this Josh, but Josh Bush, and he would have to. I would have to do a share play.
I was contemplating doing it on Steam and then just do it.
You could do it that way, and we could all join, and then we would you would control, and we would tell you our picks and what matches we want to put together and stuff like that. But we wouldn't physically be able to, do it ourselves.
That's not true, because that's exactly how we did it before. And if you shared it, you could when Ed and I did it, I actually controlled my stuff. And we did it through Steam.
I remember watching you guys do that.
Okay, so I've got a Steam account. So would I have to link my account with yours or something like that, or?
We just have to be friends, and then on there, and then
okay,
yeah. If you have the game under Steam, yeah, because we played it under Ed's game, and
you wouldn't have to personally have the game. You would just be able to jump on your game.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like I didn't play so I have 3 screens here, right? Like I have one computer on my right, I have my laptop that I stream on in the middle, and then I have a TV on the left. I have my Xbox linked to the TV on my left here. I would always play on my monitor on the right because it was through the Steam thing. There was another one where I have another laptop that I don't really use anymore. Just it's kind of died down, but the last couple episodes I did it through there. But yeah, like I didn't need to have the game. I would just use his game, and I would control through that because now he's linking me, he's inviting me to it, and I would sync my controller, my computer to. It's something that I think if we want to do, we can do a test trial of. If
I'd be interested.
I just always think it's fun, and I think it's really, I don't know, like Josh, you said you watched some of that.
I used to watch all the time with you guys.
Like
it's time consuming.
It is just like anything, like streaming. It is time consuming, but I thought the content, like at the very least, like interactive. It was there. You had no idea what you were getting yourself into, and it kind of helped made the show what it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought honestly, you guys did a very well job on it. It wasn't overdone, and you guys really kept it entertaining.
Yeah, because like in between, like if Parrish was making his picks, you'd see Ed talking about what was going on currently in the WWE. Parrish would be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like an overall wrestling entertainment show mixed in with 2K.
I just also want to point out the fact that we didn't complete season 2.
No, you didn't.
But we completed season 1, which I won. So I won
You're
the
the champ.
season and we completed. That's why I had the title on the microphone, because it signified it, which I didn't think a lot of people got, but it was a nice little detail.
Well, it also signified when you beat me at trivia on Bobby's show as well.
Yeah, I was the first YouTube and Twitch champ on that show, and I just chose not to go next because we left OWE.
Yeah. Things have changed since then. Hey, boys.
Shit happens. It is what it is.
Does.
But I do want to say I was the first Twitch and YouTube champion, which the first time they did that show, I said I was going to do that.
He called a shot. He's like fucking Babe Ruth.
I bait Ruth, that motherfucker.
Did you eat a hot dog and drink a beer right after
But I will say, I
only did that because you weren't there for like 90% of it.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
At the same time,
I completely forgot about the show that day.
At the same time, when you actually came in, I think I had every question right. So you had to be perfect.
And I pretty much almost was.
But you had, I at least would have put the pressure on you.
Yeah. You would have had me shaking.
Those nights were fun. They just turned out to be too serious to some people's eyes. Like there was a I don't know, a gulag that we should have been thrown into for maybe, looking things up. Who knows what happened? But we are here. You guys are pushing really hard on Turnbuckle Studios, so I know we're just talking and everything, but like, how do you guys feel that this last what's it been, almost a year now?
No, it's been since November.
Since November.
November, December, yeah.
Okay.
So 4 months.
3-4 months. How do you guys feel about your progress that you've done with Turnbuckle?
Extremely confident.
Yeah.
Extremely confident.
Good.
Far more creative than what what we were given over there.
Yeah. So you like that more creativity, more room to breathe, Bess?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, to give it, like, kind of almost a clear day, like, 1 week I did Busting Out with Bobby, and the next week I did the first episode of the Chris Parrish podcast with you, Josh. So, like, it was legitimate. Something happened at the beginning of the week, and by the end of the week, it was different. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like crap on them. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there that work hard. They work really hard, and they do their thing. There was just differences creatively that really detached the group.
Yeah.
And because of that, 5 people left. And because of that, 5 people decided to still do their thing and to continue on. I, just like Bobby, decided we have to change our Sunday thing. That was one of the big changes that we saw weekly. And then that you saw the resurgence, or not resurgence, but the introduction and whatnot to Chris Bess's Saturday Night Gaming.
Yeah.
So that came out of it as well. Who, like, Chris, tell me if I'm wrong, but was that going to be a thing if we were still with them? Or would that have been still a thing in process?
Probably not, because honestly, like, just being with like the 5 of us, like you, Baba, OMD, Carl, it's been far more refreshing. But like, if I went to Bobby, for instance, with an idea, I don't think I would have gotten as much support from him as I do with you guys. And I'm being completely honest here. I love Bobby. I love what he does, but I'm being honest with that.
That's also an internal misconception of what a lot of that was who was in charge and who was not. I think too, like it was just better creatively for a lot of people to move on.
No, I mean, just from a fan's aspect, because you guys all know I was a fan when you guys were over there. And
now you're family.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to you guys for so many times now. We've done so many different content segments with each other, and I mean, me and Parrish do a show together.
Well, Josh, you and I were in talks to do an NFL show.
Yeah, we were
for OLE.
Yeah,
before, like, legitimately to begin last season.
Dude, you don't even understand how many pissed off people I have that we didn't do that. They were so ready. Dude,
that broke down over multiple things, and one of the major things was my child.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the big things. So,
but I will say this movie,
we can still do it, though. We still could do it.
Well, we got another season coming up. The NFL ain't dead yet.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Chris Best, I will say this. You have definitely become a totally different creator since the OLE. Same as Bubba Duke. Like, Bubba Duke, you didn't really see too much. Like, yeah, you got to see the Boar's Nest, but you didn't get to see anything else. You didn't get to hear more. And that's what I've really grown to like about you guys. I've grown to know you guys. Like, we get to talk, we get to have fun, we get to rib each other. We also get to tell each other, hey, I don't think your opinion's the right one, and we're going to talk about it. And then we do talk about it, but there's a mutual respect.
Right.
And now that we've folded in Terry into the group, he's starting to become a creator now. And to me, Turnbuckle is like a flower bed that is allowing all the flowers to grow and become something beautiful for this section that is Turnbuckle. as opposed to the other where it was more elitist. Like you had to, I don't know the ins and outs of what it was over there, but it seemed like if you didn't have enough people backing you on what you could do for content, then you weren't going to get the shot that you deserve. And here it seems like everybody gets a shot. And just like, I mean, to be honest, Best, you have the time slot of a Saturday that is peak time.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have got that peak time somewhere else?
Nope. Because
You know what I
and I'll
mean?
tell you right now, because there is a story behind what you're saying there, JJ. Going back to what would have been my first month in there, I asked about do we do PLE watch alongs? And they were like, well, no. I'm like, well, can we do one for the Royal Rumble? And what stifled that right away was them saying, oh, well, what about the paper previews? And what about the follow-up shows and all that? That just, it stifled me right there as soon as they had said that, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what, that was the same conversation. I'm like, well, I also wanted to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the one thing you learn in the wrestling business is you learn to not beg for permission, but you ask for forgiveness, right?
Well, that's what all the other streamers that are, you know, doing. They do live reactions.
Yeah.
I was also at a position with that company where I was not like I maybe I was viewed as a top cat. I don't know. Whatever. I know firsthand that one of the big plans was during when Bobby and I were doing Sunday Brunch for Love Wrestling was we wanted to do something on our own. Him and I both left at the same time. We started kind of bringing people along. We brought in OLE. That was a thing. And one of the things Carl was like well, your Slack name is this, so let's use that. So we use that. And then all of a sudden, what was it, like 6-7 months in, we started seeing people be a little, I don't want to say power hungry, but or like, oh, we don't think this is good. And it's like, well, we saw some division in what we think ideas were. We didn't really do a lot. I created a show, paper reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Funny how the graphics were exactly the same. I wonder why. And it's funny how you don't see them since he left. Just gonna point that out. But anyways, you have something for during the show that could help you after the show. And the decision was no for that channel. So
I even brought up like the numbers that we could have possibly brought in, and I kind of want to shove it back in their face because of the numbers that we did for the Royal Rumble this past year.
Well, and what's funny is like I'm with you on that. Like the numbers you can get there is one thing, and then the magical thing you can do on Twitch is raid another channel.
Yep.
I still gotta figure that out.
Wow.
How do you do that?
There's a raid button.
I know.
And you click it, and you could choose what channel you go to, and then you hit raid now.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We can worry about that another time if you want to, but I can definitely help you out there. So I'm like, I really don't see the big deal is we can get some people during the show interested in the show, and then they're just like, oh, look, You watch something, you have a you have a reaction, you have opinions based on that show. I want to talk about what I just saw.
Mm-hmm.
And then internally, we're just like, yeah, that's not a thing. And I'm like, fuck it. So I'm going to do it on my channels.
And that's why I immediately hopped in and started
Yeah.
working with you on that.
Well, this is what doesn't make any sense to me because I never seen them do a live reaction. And that is like, I mean, even if you look up, if you go into Google and you go, what is the quickest way to get viewers on here? Live reaction videos. That's one of the top 10 things that they say. And to me, it just didn't seem like the ones who were going against the idea were the ones able to quickly think, like during a live. They had to see it, process it, and then they could talk about it, as opposed to doing what we've all done and do a live commentary and shit to a PLE. I mean, it's not hard. And it gets us way more. It's like a cheap pop. It's like if we were to walk out like Mick Foley and be like, it's great to be here in New York City. And then, there's so many people out there who love live react. Even if you don't have the video up there, they'll sit. I've sit and watched with you guys multiple minutes and just, enjoyed those moments. And then someone comes in who might not know too much about what's going on, but they're just stopping in because they see people in doing something. And then we get to have a fun interaction with each other. But you're cutting your dick short when you just make a rule like, no, that's not going to happen here. We do the reviews.
Something I never liked in my entire life was just being restricted.
Yeah.
I had a hard time of just people saying no. And my thing was always asking why. And nobody ever answered. To me, in a nutshell, that was my childhood, was whether it was in school, whether it was through sports, somebody would say, don't do that. I would ask why. And a lot of the times I was never told anything. So I'm always carrying the why. I can't do something like that a lot longer than I should because I didn't have, whether it was the right coach, right teacher, whatever the case may be, I just didn't have the right person to tell me the why.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was always a wrestling fan as a kid. I started getting into wrestling. I'm 18. Okay, I don't have to get anybody to sign for me. I go into wrestling school. I have my first wrestling match. I'm there. You learn about the why in wrestling, and that intrigues me so much more. I start watching movies. I start watching TV shows with this perception of wanting to know the reason why. And the good shows, the good movies will tell me the why eventually or right away. It really depends, just like wrestling. Sometimes you know the reason why right then, or you know it down the line.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to how you want to tell a story, how you will really do that. I think in life, you have a similarity with people. And that sometimes you have people that get it at an early age because they're lucky and fortunate to have people to tell them the why, to the people who are maybe in their 20s, 30s, and then they find the people that are telling them the why. I think the why is very crucial to learning, and I think if you're in a position to teach and you don't tell the why, you're doing your students a disgrace and you're failing them right away because you're not allowing them to grow.
And I
at
think
all.
that's why I loved my teachers in film school, because they taught me the why. Why were we shooting scenes this way? Why are we directing the actors this way? They
That's
always taught the why.
that's important, and I mean, just the talk right there. I mean, that brings me back to my discussion with Raven, and that was one of his biggest things for wrestling. You have to be able to let them know the why without just coming out and being like, hey guys, we're going to be having a match, and he's going to do this because this is what's coming up. The why is so important in wrestling, in the world, in our everyday thing. Like, why do I get up and clock in? Well, that's because I got a family to feed. I got kids who want to do shit, and I hope they can do shit way better than me so I can live my golden years off of them. That's what I'm shooting for. That's why I'm pushing them into softball. So when they're collecting checks on that, I'm going to be, sipping Mai Tais in Alabama somewhere.
Well, and take that same process and go say, like, why do you like a certain video game franchise? Like, why do you like Halo? Like Halo, huge franchise, right? Why do people play Halo? No, but like you don't. But like it's a popular franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, do you know what Halo is since you're on a PlayStation?
Yeah.
I don't think you do. I think you're just
I'm
playing.
not a fan of Halo.
You're just yes-anding.
Okay, Terry. What is the most popular franchise on PlayStation that you're into?
I'm not into most popular.
You are not helping the conversation.
Okay, I can answer this question. I can answer this question. Right now, the most popular franchise on PlayStation, it has to be either Uncharted or The Last of Us.
Okay.
Oh, that felt good.
Now,
Uncharted.
What do you like on PlayStation?
Notice. I like Final Fantasy. I like.
Yeah, Final Fantasy would be there too. So
Okay. Can I ask you a question then about Final Fantasy? Because I'm asking as someone who's never played it.
Okay.
And I can guarantee you I never will.
Okay.
While playing that franchise, do they worry about the why on why you're doing on the tasks at hand and the story that is involved to beat the game?
yes, they do.
Terry, please answer the question.
Yes. Yes, they do.
So to me, like, it doesn't matter what emphasis it is, whether it's video games, whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's sports, whether it's real life. If you don't have a reason why, you really are lost in the battle.
Yeah.
And it just showcases how important that why is, because you can tell me brushing my teeth every morning is essential and important. But if I don't know why it is, I'm not going to do it. If I don't know why touching a stove is going to hurt, I'm going to touch the damn stove. But if all of a sudden, like, okay, like, and this is a real story. I was always told touching the stove was not a good idea, and I'm why. And I always said it was so hot, but like, I'm like, well, how hot could it be? So I used an oven mitt and I touched it, and that oven mitt turned from a nice shade of blue to a really dark shade of black. And so I understood it. I put the set oven mitt back where it needed to be, and I remembered the day my mom's like, "Well," they're just yelling, "Why? It's the oven mitt. Who did this?" And I was like, you just don't answer. You just don't answer that one. But yeah,
your damn parish of a son decided to touch something hot. At
like,
least you put on a condom. You put on
In my head, I'm just like, well, Mom, aren't you happy that I
learned?
I learned something and didn't hurt myself? Isn't that the point of like what I've been like trying to understand life so far as a 9-year-old?
I did the same thing. My dad used to race go-karts. And after one of his races, the fucking muffler on the damn thing was like this metallic, beautiful color. And all the guys around in the pit noticed my little 12-year-old ass staring at this thing. And I got closer and closer to it. And one of the guys goes, "That's going to be hot as shit. I want to touch it." And I was like, "Come on, how hot is hot?" I fucking touched that. I still don't have fingerprints on this finger from that one. That was when I was 12. That shit burnt the fuck out of me. I remember riding in the back of my dad's S10 all the way home, 30 minutes from Fort Wayne, just holding my finger, letting the cool breeze hit it because it gave it comfort. That shit sucked.
Because your stupid ass didn't listen.
But I learned why. I should listen to older people when they tell me, "Don't touch that shit. It might be hot."
Hot as a motherfucker.
Well, fellas, I will say this. This has been a great conversation. I am to the end of my rope.
Yeah.
I need to take some more medicine and get my ass to sleep so I can be bright and fresh for the Chris Parrish podcast tomorrow afternoon.
What's the topic for tomorrow, Chris? Sneak peek.
Yeah, give us a little sneak peek there, Chris Parrish.
Well, since everything's in the description, come on. But no, we're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna talk about football because last week we wanted to start the podcast about NFL football. We didn't get to because of situational stuff. So maybe we start talking some NFL football. But I mean, in the last week of wrestling, dear God, AEW came with Revolution. That's going to be a fun thing to talk about because I know, Josh, you and I probably have two completely different opinions about AEW Revolution.
Well,
so we might talk.
We were just talking about the why. AEW does not give me the why most of the time.
And I'm going to go off of what Chris Best just said. And remember how for like 3 weeks, Parrish, I've been telling you, they're driving me away. They have officially done that in the past couple of weeks. And I'll try to check it out. But the only thing I know from it is the Sting match.
Yeah. Well, I'm at least going to rant about it. We're also going to talk about a lot of things like Okada has signed with AEW, and that's a big deal. It's going to be fun to talk about that. We're going to talk about some Hall of Fame stuff because there's been some news about the WWE Hall of Fame. So
yes, there has.
Yeah, and well, I mean, we're on the road to WrestleMania right now. How can you not have fun with the road to WrestleMania? So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. And
all right. Well, let's start from Parrish. Then we'll go to Bubba, Chris, and then Terry. Give your socials and plug all your stuff that you want to plug.
Twitter is at Chris Parrish, Instagram and Threads are at Chris Parrish. The Facebook is also at Chris Parrish. My Twitch is at the Chris Parrish, and you can follow me every Sundays at 12:15 p.m. Eastern on my Twitch at the Chris Parrish, my Facebook at the Chris Parrish, and my YouTube at Chris Parrish. Those are the 3 links you can find me, as well as any other platforms that Josh decides to stream out as well when we do that. Every Monday, you can follow me on Turnbuckle Studios, whether it's Turnbuckle Studios on the Twitch or Turnbuckle _studios on the YouTube for the Raw Patrol, where we survey the wrestling scene every Monday nights. for Monday Night Raw, and then also, I mean, they're live every Tuesday at what is it, 6:05?
05.
Yes, 6:05 my time. I'm Alberta. They're Ontario. 2 hours difference. It is what it is. But Eastern time, 8:05. And then what? Still Thursdays? Every Thursdays with the Boar's Nest or Buckle Studios. There you go.
Yep. No, I don't have to say shit now. Watch me on YouTube, Bubba OMD.
You do. You have to give your link tree without a banner, so you
I
have
don't
to
have
remember
Linktree
it.
anymore. I got rid of Linktree.
Why?
Because when YouTube decided to cancel my original account, it went with it. Because it was all linked together. So it went out the window.
That's the word link tree.
But it doesn't matter because I only have YouTube and my Facebook, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. There you go.
There you go. We discovered Bubba Duke right now, too.
Bubba Duke. All right. Chris Best.
And then
You
there's
go
me with my army of socials. I can't even remember them all right now. YouTube.com, CBRS Entertainment. You'll find me there 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays doing the Saturday Night Gaming. Also, I will be uploading 2K24 gameplay footage. There's probably going to be a new episode of that going to be uploaded tomorrow night at some point. I've just got to get some editing done on it. Monday nights, you can find me with Parrish, with Bubba Duke, with OMD, with Carl as we do the Raw Patrol on Turnbuckle_Studios at YouTube.com. You can also look for me 8:05 Eastern doing Turnbuckle Talk alongside Carl Carafel and OMD on the Turnbuckle Studios YouTube channel. Those are the socials I can remember right offhand.
You got one more. What do you do on a Saturday?
I already said Saturday Night Gaming.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I said that first.
Sorry.
I was doing the one more. Come check out the Raw Patrol this Monday because it's not only Monday Night Raw, but I'm celebrating a birthday.
Are we getting a run-in from you on that night, or are you going to be there for the whole show?
I will not be there for the whole show. I hope to be there for a good chunk of the show. It depends on my shoot job, and my family. But
yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, possible birthday stream.
All right, Mr. Bulkster. Let's hear what you got.
So I have my Facebook, which is Bulk Bogan. Which you'll probably find other Bulk Bogans, so you have to find the one that has the correct one. I'm not sure exactly how you find the right one. But YouTube, I have the Bulkster Show, or it's either the Bulkster Show or it's just Bulkster Show. I'm not all up to yet. I'm new to this. I'm just kind of like floating. Right now, I have my old content on there. I tried streaming W2K Showcase and they shut me down.
Shut them down.
You had the audio on.
Well, no, I had the audio off. It was the cutscenes.
Yeah, Bubba Bulkster and I talked about it. It was the cutscenes.
Told you.
And I was like, "What the heck's going on?" I kept on looking over. I was like, "It would come on, then go off, then go off, then go on." I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" I had a pretty good crowd coming in, but then so after reading search, I'm like, man. And then I don't enjoy 2K WWE without theme music. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stream any of my Rise because if I have to play this with no audio, that's just going to make me depressed. I'm not here to please everybody. I don't have an audience yet. I said, so I'm gonna...
He's getting canceled in front of nobody.
Everybody just got the bam.
So I'm planning on, once I get tired of this, I might stream universe mode, because I'll get my playthrough of that, and then I might create my own universe, and then go through that and have no audio for that, but thought about doing that. Maybe seeing if anybody would be interested in, doing like a draft and putting their show together and commentating through it and stuff, putting rivalries together and stuff like that. Anyway, that, and I have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Haven't even started playing that, but once I start playing that, I'll stream that. But
I need to get a PS5 so I can play that.
that's only going to be on YouTube. I do have a Twitch. I just haven't ever used it, so I have to figure out what my username.
I'll teach you how to use it.
Password is. And I mean, you can stream it directly through the PS5. It's just I don't think I have linked it to my PS5 yet.
If you don't use it, do you lose it?
And what about your TikTok, Jerry?
My TikToks, the Bulkster show also, I changed it.
Okay.
But that is a lot of just personal memes I've made of my personal life, videos with my wife, me putting her through hell, and stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, window lickers out there, you know me. It is I, Joshua Joseph, the voice, and you can find me out there on Facebook, Joshua Joseph. You can find me on Twitch, find me on Twitter. You can find me anywhere, Joshua Joseph. Just go look me up. You'll find me. You'll see where I stream. I stream over to Twitch, X, Facebook, YouTube, all those places. And I have some fun shows. I have a Monday show where we do a preview recap of Raw with Bubba Duke and the Bulkster over there. We also do some fun just talks like this every once in a while. And you can always catch me Sunday with Chris Parrish on the Chris Parrish podcast, where I co-host with Parrish Man himself. I'm the guy who tells you, yep, your parachute looks good. You should jump. And then when they jump, it opens. So we have fun. But yeah, join us, have some fun. Join my friends at Turnbuckle Studios. They are always doing something out there. A lot of great talents out there, creators who are definitely a variety of people. You can definitely find somebody in the group and relate to them and really make a connection. So I ask all of you watching on all the different platforms, come support us. Come see the fun we have. Tonight was just random fun. That's all this was. And I'm just so grateful that I got 4 friends that are willing to join me and do some fun things and just enjoy the night. And yes, see, some of them are trying to count. They're using that new math. It's not good for you.
That's the Bo Burnham new math.
The Bo Burnham. Okay. I like it. Mm-hmm. So Chris Parrish, Bubba Duke, Chris Best, Terry, the Bulksters, thank you guys so much for joining on a Window Lickers night. And we hope we entertain some of you. So with that being said, I think we're good for tonight, boys. What about you?
Yeah.
Peter.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we will
all night long. Come on.
I bet you can, you weirdo. So we will let you have a great night, and we will see you on the next one.